Thank you for logging on to this broadcast on wellscountyvoice.com. Since the onset of COVID-19, we have all had to experience social distancing. And this is true with high school sporting events. Our school administrators are doing their best to keep our kids, teachers, administration, and their families healthy. We are honored to be a part of the solution to contain and overcome this, as well as promote our student athletes. We wouldn't be able to bring this broadcast to you if it wasn't for our sponsors you hear throughout the broadcast. Please shop their businesses, use their services, and tell them thank you.
From the courtyard in Ossian, it's Week 7 football. Norwell and Dekalb at Norwell. Bo, we've had a incredible week for the state of the program. When we talk about Norwell, huge 21-17 victory against East Noble last week. First time they've won in Kendallville since 2006, which, of course, was the last time they went to the state championship. So foreshadowing, maybe, maybe not. But the fact remains that was a huge win for this program.
Oh, that's huge. It's always tough to go up to Kendallville and pull out a W like Norwell did last week. You know, they got down early, rebounded. Once they caught fire with their offense, the ball game was essentially over.
Yeah, a really slow start. Obviously, gave up the long field goal, school record for Mr. Sanchez, 46-yarder rather, on the first drive of the game for East Noble, and then Norwell was strip sacked. Eli Riley in the backfield. East Noble jumped on it, punched it in from 25 yards away, and then of course the next drive, 2 plays later. Ari Riley, a bad snap over his brother's head into the end zone, and Eli was lucky to make it out. And upon, further look on that, it's very fortunate. I think that call definitely went Norwell's way. Could have been a deuce for East Noble. In any case, he gets it out, but he punts, and East Noble gets a touchdown anyway. But to overcome that, a 17-point deficit on the road at a place you haven't won in 15 years, that speaks volumes not only about your coaching staff, but the mentality and the culture that's been built here in this Norwell program.
Yeah, like I said, it's tough to go up to Kendallville and get a win. It's a long drive up there. It just came out real flat, but for them to be able to battle through that adversity that they faced early on and just continue the success that they've had before that game it's great to see. Like we said, it's a program-changing win for sure. We thought New Haven was, but last week up in Kendallville against East Noble was definitely the program-changing win.
Well, that's the other thing, too. You talk about a Norwell team that, came out and hit New Haven in the mouth. That game was never close other than the first possession. But then you go to East Noble and you have a terrible start. You're in a huge hole. Yeah. And to be able to fight out of that, and East Noble, had their fair share of problems and injuries and all that stuff. They missed their best receiver and safety in Rowan Solman, and then had an important corner go out in the early parts of the third quarter. So, there's a lot of variables that happen, but Norwell was able to come out with the victory. We're going to join momentarily the Norwell Marching Knights for a live rendition of tonight's national anthem. Actually, I think it's going to be sang tonight.
Yep, looks like it's going to be.
At this time, would you please stand as we honor America and those who serve and protect it with the singing of the national anthem, performed tonight by the Edmiston Trio of Michaela, Shauna, and Emily.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Excellent job and an excellent rendition by the Edmiston Trio. So a great job there of tonight's national anthem. We'll continue with our Billy Ann Supper Pub pregame show in just a moment here on wellscountyvoice.com.
Kathy Peterson of the Steffen Group is part of a select group of real estate and auction professionals that are changing the game of how real estate and auction transactions are handled. With a strong background in customer service, Kathy believes helping people is the most precious gift she can give and is committed to being a partner with her clients through the entire transaction. Contact Kathy Peterson at the Steffen Group at 824-6353 or drop her a message at Kathy, C-A-T-H-I-E Peterson at SteffenGRP.com.
If you're tired of being stuck at home, juggling work and school schedules, all while trying to take care of yourself, listen to this. The YMCA understands that 2020 has been difficult, but they're open, they're cleaning, and they're ready for you. They want to help improve your physical and mental health. They're offering a $75 savings if you join the Y in October. Mention this commercial and save. Surround yourself with a community built of family, friends, and staff who can help you enhance your spirit and mind as well as your body. You'll have unlimited access to all YMCAs in Allen, Whitley, and Wells counties, free health and wellness screenings, and hundreds of free group exercise classes. Plus, Y members receive priority registration and reduced rates on programs like after-school care, dance, and karate. The Y is so much more than a gym. They're your community. So join in October and save $75. Financial assistance is available to those who qualify. To find the Y nearest you and branch hours, visit fwymca.org.
American Mortgage Service Company, located at 1169 North Main Street in Bluffton. We specialize in helping individuals realize their dream of homeownership by providing a top-notch, best mortgage experience. We offer a wide variety of loan programs and the most current rates available. Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 260-353-3300 or apply online at bluffton.americanmortgage.com. That's 260-353-3300.
American Mortgage, Equal Housing Lender, Indiana State 11063, NMLS 8246.
Did you sprain your ankle playing with your kids last night? Have you had a nagging pain while training for an upcoming race? Or do you have an upcoming surgery? Indiana Physical Therapy understands how important and valuable your time is to you. At Indiana Physical Therapy, we can schedule you within 24 hours at any of our 19 convenient clinics. IPT has been a trusted part of your community for over 32 years. With trusted results, you can count on Indiana Physical Therapy to get you better, faster. You don't need a referral from your doctor, and all insurances are accepted, including Anthem. IPT is your choice for physical therapy. So what are you waiting for? Call Indiana Physical Therapy right now at 260-209-2464 to schedule an appointment, or go online to indianapt.com. Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Nick Huffman, a Bluffton High School graduate, is ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. If you're ready to start a new chapter in your life, now's the time. With historic low interest rates, houses are moving at lightning speed. Whether you need single-family, multifamily, agricultural, commercial, property management, mixed use, or land development, give Nick a call or text at 827-8255 or send him a message on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick is located at the Steffen Group at 107 West Market Street in Bluffton. His number again is 827-8255. Serving Bluffton and all of Wells County, Bluffton Rentco offers the biggest, cleanest, and most reliable selection of equipment around. They offer small and large equipment like lifts and skid loaders, to lawn and landscaping tools, along with home improvement and construction rental equipment. Bluffton Rentco can handle all of your rental needs, including party rentals. Visit blufftonrentco.com to view their large selection of rental items, located at 975 North Main Street in Bluffton. Serving Ossian since 1938, Ossian Hardware is your best choice for hardware, paint, lawn and garden rental, and so much more. Stop in today for all of your project needs and be rewarded for making your purchases at Ossian Hardware with their Best Rewards program. Stop in for more information. Knowledgeable, friendly service is what you'll get at Ossian Hardware. Stay connected at OssianHardware.com or on Facebook.
Back here at the courtyard here, it's week 7 as Norwell and Dekalb are getting set to show down here at the courtyard, where the Knights remain undefeated here on this season, as Norwell has a realistic chance to go 8-1 in this regular season. I think that's something that we would have thought would have been quite far-fetched at the start of the season. But, this is where Norwell finds themselves. Granted, they've played a couple of teams that have been really bad in Heritage and Jay County and Belmont. Those teams did not compete at all. But East Noble and New Haven the last 2 weeks, I think, proves the worth of this Norwell team. I mean, it's no longer acceptable. Just dismiss it as an easy schedule at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And with the conference being so tough it is, as it is this year, I mean, it's pretty evened out besides Belmont, as we've talked in past weeks. So it's going to be competitive the rest of the way out here for Norwell as Dekalb, and then you got Huntington North and then Columbia City. And Columbia City's looking to steal win from East Noble tonight, as the Knights did last week.
So let's talk about some of the players that made a difference last week. We noted during the game that last drive of the first half was huge. Those last two drives of the first half were really, really big in getting the Knights back on track. We mused when Norwell was back on its own 7-yard line with about 4 minutes left in the first half and trailing 17-0. We said Norwell needs to go down here and get points right now. Even if it's 3, you get yourself back into a 2-score game, and you're definitely in the game getting the ball to start the third quarter. What happens? Instead, Jace Cheney had 3 catches on that drive for 37 yards and a touchdown. Miles Babcock had a huge catch to get him inside the 5-yard line and set up first and goal on a 20-yard catch. But Luke Graft as well had a nice night, 8 catches for 128 and a touchdown as well. Eli Riley was spectacular, 16 of 21 for 237 and 2 scores. When I look back at the stats, I thought, well, this is going to be pretty close in the stat department. And Coach Gerber told me today, it wasn't even close. Total yards, Norwell outgained East Noble 339 to 147 last week. That's a huge, almost plus 200 in the yardage department, and still had to hold on to win by 4 points.
Yeah, it's crazy. You just don't see that. Sorry, kind of distracted by the Norwell white pants. Haven't seen this in years.
That's interesting. Kind of catches us off guard. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, we were just talking about Dekalb wearing the white pants, and wow. Okay.
Well,
trying something new tonight.
An interesting note. But back to East Noble.
Anyways, they really impressed me with the way they kind of controlled the whole second half. I feel like as soon as they got to 17-14, I feel like Norwell knew that they could compete, and at the point they knew that they could compete, you could tell that Norwell just kind of took control of the game, and East Noble really had no chance in the second half. I know the score doesn't really dictate that, but the Norwell defense had the East Noble offense figured out. East Noble couldn't really move the ball. They got some chunk yardage, but not really. And I think Norwell did a really nice job in the second half of just pretty much dominating that whole game.
Yeah, that's huge. 147. This is the number 2 scoring defense in Class 3A. Are the Norwell Knights, giving up about 8 points a game. Total yards per game, just over 100 yards each week. So we're talking about a defense that's just been stymied opposing offenses. The huge point, I know we keep coming back to it every single week, but the fact remains, last year Norwell was -7 in the turnover department. Turned the ball over 24 times. This year they've turned it over 4 times through 6 games. They're plus 11 in the turnover margin.
And that's huge. And that speaks measures to the defense as well as creating turnovers, but that just tells you how much the Norwell offense has improved this year with keeping hold of the ball. And, I think the biggest thing Norwell offense has struggled with this year is penalties, which even last week we didn't see any of that, and that was huge. Penalties could have easily killed that drive, but going back to the turnover point you made, that's just turnovers are a momentum killer, as we know. And watching football and playing football for many years, we know if you turn the ball over, it kind of just deflates you a little bit. And we saw that with East Noble. The second interception that Stinson threw last week kind of just deflated them, and then Norwell took advantage of it, scored off that turnover, and I think that's a big thing too is points off of turnovers. I'm not sure we have that stat, but that's a big thing as Norwell's capitalized on many times this year as well.
Yeah, they certainly have. Let's talk about Dekalb briefly. Huntington North really controlled the pace. Last week was 28-12, so you might not say, wow, big difference in the scoreboard, but a huge advantage in the number of plays they ran. They didn't convert on a single third down, which is something else that Norwell is very good at defensively, giving up just 21% of third down conversions, 11 of 52 all year, and they actually gave up 4 of 11 last week, so that number's even a little bit inflated from where it was. It's been under 20% all season long. And again, you can really gripe about the competition all you want, but now we're through 6 games. We're over the halfway point here in this regular season, which very thankfully here has not affected Norwell in the COVID kind of era that we're playing in. Dekalb has absolutely been impacted. You might have saw on our graphic that Dekalb is 0-3. They've only played 3 games here through 6 weeks. They played their first game in their opener against Angola where they got blown out, and then had 3 weeks off due to quarantining with COVID before they lost to Columbia City in overtime at home, and then lost to Huntington North last week at home as well. So this is just their second road game of the season for Dekalb, and a pretty nice Norwell crowd has filed in tonight. Of course, no attendance restrictions other than the social distancing that's expected, but general admission tickets were sold tonight. Dekalb has brought a average size crowd. Dekalb has won the toss and deferred, and that is from our white hat, who is Max Guile tonight. So Norwell will get the ball first, get a chance to put their offense on the field first. This is an offense that's certainly improved throughout the course of the season, now averaging 31 points a game and over 300 offensive yards a game. This is that was really the concerning point, Bo. We knew that Norwell's defense was going to be solid, perhaps not this solid, but we knew it was going to be good, and that was going to be the strength of this team.
Yep.
But the offense has really come alive in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, and we talked against the worst defenses, or the lesser defenses we've seen this season. Kind of expected Norwell to roll on offense, but what's really surprised me is the way they've rebounded from the Leo week where they were shut out and couldn't really get anything rolling on offense, and then they face a pretty athletic defense in New Haven and just put up points like they had no problem with. And then you face East Noble, who we know is always a stout defense, big boys up front and good linebackers, and 21 points, but like you said, over 300 yards on offense. That's great against an East Noble defense.
Right. You remember that they went with that huge 93-yard drive, which was the biggest and most important drive of this 6-game season thus far.
I would agree.
Dekalb will use Dylan Wilson tonight, the freshman, to kick off. Kai Zacharias, the normal kicker. This is a Dekalb team that has not made a PAT so far this season. They've gone for 2 now in the last couple of attempts. So the kicking game is not something that Dekalb has. It is certainly something that Norwell has in the outstanding freshman Austin De Leon, who has missed just 1 extra point in 25 attempts this year and missed his first field goal at East Noble from 39 yards away in the 4th quarter of that one. So Dylan Wilson is on to kick it off. Of course, Dekalb in their iced out whites tonight, both teams in white pants, Norwell in their traditional home navy, as Luke Graff, the deep man, to return for Norwell. Graff is a guy that has averaged 16 a return, a long of 23, so he's an explosive guy, but has not had an explosion in special teams yet this year. And instead, it's going to be a shorter kickoff, and it goes to Isaiah Breggy, who returns it up the seam and has a sideline run. He's going to go down the sideline. It's a foot race. Norwell takes the opening kickoff back for a touchdown.
Talk about setting the tone early. There it is.
Well, I just said Norwell has not had a big play on special teams, a long return other than the punt return, and Isaiah Breggy takes it back 80 yards to the house.
I think the same thing kind of happened last week where we were talking about defense needed to come up big or make an interception or something, and it happened. So maybe we need to talk like that more often. I'm not sure, but that's a huge play for the Norwell team.
Well, how deflating is that for Dekalb? To come on the road, you haven't won yet this year, really searching for that first win against a quality Norwell opponent, and special teams big play. Dekalb, extra points, plenty good, and Norwell's on top, 7-0, 11 seconds into the game.
Well, I mean, there's no better way to start the game, obviously, for this Norwell team. For Dekalb, obviously, could have been a heck of a lot better, but you don't even need to send the Norwell offense onto the field to put up points. Now you send the strength of the Norwell offense out when you've already kind of set the tone. Momentum's already in your favor in a home game. Like you said, that's so deflating for Dekalb.
Well, we're going to now see Josh Scott. So 2 plays, and they're both by special teams to start this one off tonight. Couldn't have asked for a better start for Norwell, who is looking for their 4th consecutive victory here. Obviously, their lone loss of the season came at Leo in week 3, where they got shut out 17-0.
That's a great return by Isaiah, but he doesn't make that return if those blockers up front don't really.
Right.
I mean,
well, he was untouched.
Oh, it's just, and he didn't. It's not like he made cuts or made people miss.
No,
he
was just a straight return.
Put on the jets and went. And Isaiah's not the fastest guy, so you know they had great blocks up front.
He's not, but he's a physical runner. And really, that's why I made the point about the contact, because he's a kid that can work through that contact and stay on his feet. Really well balanced. Obviously, a wrestler and a really solidly built kid.
Yep.
As Josh Scott is on. So the iced out pants, the first play ever in Norwell's iced out home uniforms this year, is returned for an opening score from a kickoff. This is a pooch kick out towards the 35 where it's caught and returned and stuffed. Interesting decision there, to say the least, as DeKalb starts with pretty good field position. Blake Luty on the return.
Maybe DeKalb looked like they were kind of expecting that. They put a more athletic kid in that spot where not all teams have that. Maybe they have a big blocker. Seen that on film. But Norwell trying to maybe steal one back.
So we will get a look at the 5'11 senior Corey Price, who has an excellent completion percentage, and the Knights are fast out there, and we're not fooled.
Yeah, I wonder how many of those passes you said he's pretty accurate on are those right there.
Exactly.
You know, they go down to the stat book as that, so I think
this is a DeKalb team, Bo, that will run a lot of sweeps like that.
Yeah, which is what they're going to need to do tonight. They're going to have to get outside against this Norwell defense.
Curtis Martin back there with Price. Price, play action, rolls to his right, throws over the middle. It's caught by the tight end. That's Derek Overbay who makes the grab. Comes up a couple yards short of that first down mark. We'll call it 3rd and 4 from the 43.
I'd look for him to maybe run a jet sweep again.
Yeah.
Try to hit outside, as they know the teeth of Norwell defense is right up the middle.
Only one on that first down play, but Martin is back there with Price here on 3rd and short. Tight end in motion at the snap. The handoff goes to Martin, and I think this is going to be motion. Yep.
Yeah, I think he was kind of moving forward as he was
tight end moving forward.
Sliding over, he was moving forward. Yeah,
that's the starting tight end, Evan Snyder. So will almost certainly be illegal motion. Max Guile is first call of the night. Okay. Same effect. So this will bring up 3rd and 8.
It's kind of interesting. I don't know if is that a dead ball call there?
Nope, it's live.
So it's kind of interesting. He didn't decline it and just take a 4th and short.
Well, I think they might have given him first down yardage. He was really close, so I think that's probably why. 3rd down and 8 here, as Price sends his running back Martin in motion. Price throws it deep ball over the middle towards the tight end Snyder, and he overthrows him, and DeKalb goes 3 and out on their first drive.
Great job by Norwell. Got help from a penalty, but that's mistakes DeKalb can't make here on the road against this Norwell defense. Can't make mistakes like that, and Norwell just took advantage of it.
Well, I tell you what, though, Bo, I like the design. How many high school teams do we see really utilize their tight end a lot?
Yeah.
More of a pro-style kind of offense.
How many high school teams really have a tight end?
Right, and they've got 2 of them in Snyder and Overbay that they're willing to use. Both of them solidly built kids. Norwell might have been called for encroachment here. Pretty sure that's what it's going to be. Now, this will bring up an interesting decision. This will make it 4th and about 3 again. So DeKalb could potentially go for it. And they're going to bring the offense back onto the field. So potential devastating penalty by Norwell.
Tell you what, I'd be telling those down linemen for Norwell they call it hold their water here, because.
All right, so we'll try 4th and 3 now. DeKalb needs the 46 to get a first down.
All right, interesting call. This is still on Norwell's side of the field.
DeKalb in the pistol on 4th down. And he's, you just can't do that. And now they'll be back in 4th and 8. I mean, that's, again.
Well, I think they're trying to motion that guy, but I don't think they're calling it on the tight end.
Oh, that one wasn't on the tight end.
Yeah, on the right guard. This is what it looked like. He flinched. So
Logan Dallas, the 5'11 senior.
Back and forth we go.
So kind of silly penalties by both teams. Undisciplined, some might say.
It's interesting. DeKalb doesn't really have any gunners. They just.
That's a floating snap. Has a chance to get blocked. 4 Knights were back there. It goes to the sideline, and taken out hard was Aiden Kuntz inside the 30. So immediately met on the return was Kuntz by Blake Luty, and Norwell takes over on their own 28.
still relatively good starting field position. Good stop for Norwell. Kind of went back and forth there with some penalties. Caught a couple breaks, and we'll see what the Norwell offense can do against this Dekalb defense as they try onto the field for the first time.
All right, so this Norwell offense has been much improved. We've talked about it. Eli Riley, the leader of this club, 45 of 80 on the year. It's a 56% completion percentage. Considering he was 16 of 21 last week, you know that this is a guy that can complete a lot of passes. There's a screen pass. This is a trickery play. It goes back to Riley from Breggy, who catches it in stride across the 50. Riley into Dekalb territory. Foot race down the sideline. Norwell scores on its first play from scrimmage. 13-0 Knights.
That's big. We haven't seen that play all year. I thought maybe they were going to – we've seen them run it to the same side and throw it to receiver, but not throw it back to Riley like that. That's a little deception from Coach Gerber. Nice call there. Talk about setting the tone early. There it is.
Man.
One offensive play, one special teams play, and 2 touchdowns.
Holy cow. Norwell
Can't ask for a better start.
has run exactly one play from scrimmage, and they're up 13-0. Not even 2 minutes in. Little high snap. De Leon's PAT is plenty good. Kicks it back there to where tennis sectional is wrapping up tonight. But here at the courtyard, Norwell is all over Dekalb in the first 2 minutes of the game on top 14-0.
It's nice to hear a large crowd like there is tonight. Right. It is the biggest crowd, obviously, we've seen all season. It's been allowed to be here.
Sounds of the game are definitely returning. We're basically back to normal. Face masks are still required for entry, but it's being rather loosely followed.
Yeah.
And so Norwell is in really good shape here to start the ball game. This was senior night for girls cross country before the game, and of course tonight is homecoming as well for
big
Norwell.
Night.
It is a big night.
It's setting the tone early.
Yeah.
You know, I had talked with volunteer assistant Alex Howard before the game, and we were talking homecoming. Maybe their focus is on other things. Maybe they come out with a slow start. Norwell would, but
same kind of thing goes for like formal during the winter for basketball. Same kind of thing.
Yep.
You're absolutely right.
You're not focused on the game, but I'll tell you what, these guys are focused on the game right now.
Well, they've touched the ball twice.
Yeah, it's just
they've scored on both plays. Josh Scott back to kick it off again. Last one was a pooch try that settled around the 35-yard line where it was returned by the long snapper, Blake Luty, who set up in that same spot again, and this time Scott will boot it deep. Line driving kick towards the left, bounces and comes to rest near the 12 where it's picked up and returned there. Decent block where he runs into his own blocker and then stuffed back as the return man, Tanner Jack, is pushed back.
Nice job by Joel Ringenberger. Good open field tackle there. So, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Bo.
We've praised this kickoff team quite a bit as they fly down the field. I think last week maybe they gave up their biggest return of the year against East Noble. I remember East Noble had a pretty good return, but other than that,
start the game.
Yeah.
Special teams has been a huge strong point of this Norwell team. Tight end in motion again at the snap. As Price takes the snap and hands it off to Jack to the right side. Just not a ton there as he's snuffed out and taken down by Ringer again.
You know, we were talking now. Huntington North last week had, 58 more offensive plays? Well,
you can see why.
If the game keeps rolling how it is, Norwell is going to have 58 less plays and the scoreboard's going to be flopped.
Well, it's hard to get more efficient than to score 2 touchdowns on one offensive play. Second down and 11 after a loss of 1 on first down. Jack in the backfield again with Price. Not a huge sense of urgency in this Barron offense. Luty in motion, and the handoff goes to Jack, trying to push his way up front, and I don't think he got anything.
I think he maybe got back to the original, maybe just back to the original line of scrimmage.
Brody Bolin, Zach Christensen in on the stop for Norwell. And it brings up third down and a little more than 10.
Third and 11.
From what we saw from Dekalb from the first drive, they're obviously not afraid to send their tight ends downfield. So
clearly,
Norwell's got to get a defender out on a slot guy. They do now. They just outnumbered out here.
Yep. 3 against 2. Bo Morgan creeping over there. Price looks to throw and then tucks it and runs. Runs to the outside. He's going to get a first down and more. Oh, my goodness. There's a
Yeah, there's a flag.
that's a blindside block.
Yep.
So this will push Dekalb back, and it'll bring up third down again.
Yeah, we saw it. We've seen that called multiple times so far this season. Should be from the spot, right?
Yep. So it'll bring up third down from actually about the same place. Okay, so blocking the back is what's officially called.
Well,
So
Norwell
it's only
catches-
10 instead of 15.
Yeah, Norwell catches another break.
Yeah, they got
With
beat
penalties.
that time. This is a kid that does have some legs. Price averages 46 yards a game on the ground. And so he's a dual-threat quarterback. It brings it up third down and 8. The Knights were certainly not expecting it. They sold out on the pass there on 3rd and 11. Now they've got another chance to redeem themselves on 3rd and 8.
I look for Dekalb to pass the ball again. They know they really don't have much success running it so far. So
Price from the gun takes the snap. Price rolls to his left. Price, there's a hold back there, but it won't matter as Norwell takes him down across the 25. And so this penalty will be declined.
Tackle made by Brody Poland. There is a flag on
Well, we've had, again, plenty of laundry here in the first few minutes. But this one is declined as Dekalb will be forced to punt again. So despite them being able to almost pick up a first down that time as they got the yardage, they go 3 and out for the second straight time.
yeah, good job by the Norwell defense. Dekalb's trying a little bit of everything early on. You have to see where you have success, and so far they really haven't had success besides that quarterback scramble that got called back.
You wonder, Bo, if Norwell will try to go for the block. They almost got there last time. There's another floating snap, and they almost get there again, and they run into him. This will be a re-kick. Aiden Kuntz back from the 35, has some room to the outside. There's a decent block, apparently legal. He's brought down just shy of the 50, but this will be running into the kicker. I highly doubt it'll be roughing the kicker, which would give
he didn't even fall
Dekalb a
down.
first down. So this should just be a 5-yarder. And
Yeah, he
will-
didn't. I mean, he just kind of. I mean, he definitely ran into him, but he didn't knock him down or anything.
Evan Snyder, the punter, averages 40, a tremendous leg. So the officials are talking about whether to enforce it at the end of the kick. I got to imagine he wants to re-kick, considering it was a decent 16-yard return from Aiden Kuntz. Yep. So So they just leave it alone and let Norwell take over at midfield.
Well, they see how close they are to a block. You know, that might be in the back of their mind.
That's a good point.
And they're, you know what, we're just glad we got that off. And
That's the second time now Norwell's been quite close. Ludi has struggled a little bit. It's not a real crisp snap.
Not a crisp snap, and I don't think they have the best blocks up front. Norwell's just bringing it.
And, you know, it was actually a decent kick from Evan Snyder.
Yeah. Good return by Kuntz.
All right, so we might get our first look at Max Ringer here as Riley will take the snap. It's a design keeper who has a block outside, cuts back to the middle, and again back out to the outside, somehow still on his feet, and trots forward across the 40 down to the 39, a pickup of 12 to move the chains.
Well, we did see Max Ringer, but we saw him make a nice lead block there as Ringer just kind of grabbed behind him and said, go. And Riley did a good job.
Well,
staying behind him there.
I realize we've only watched 2 Norwell plays to this point, but at this point, it looks like a pretty an unfair fight, I think, to say the least.
Yeah.
Norwell certainly appears to be the better team here for the first few minutes. Riley sets Bragi in motion and then hands it off to Ringer on first down, who powers his way across the 35 down to the 33. Pickup of 6, 2nd and 4.
There's Ringer, and even last week we saw Ringer able to pick up 5 or 6 on each run, and that's been huge for Norwell for the success of their offense. As I talked last week, it opens up the playbook a lot. When you know you have success on virtually every inside run, you're not afraid to take shots downfield.
50 degrees at kickoff tonight. Gorgeous night as it's cleared out pretty well, and this game will feature temperatures that fall through the 40s. Screen pass out to Morgan on 2nd down and short. Morgan has a first down. Brought down by the quarterback, Corey Price, at the 25.
Good play there, motion him over. Outnumbered Dekalb on that side. Good job by linebacker Price of He might be a safety, isn't he?
Yeah, he is listed as the backup strong safety.
Okay.
Riley back under center this time, with Brady set back across the line. Hand off to Max Ringer, who breaks a tackle, almost breaks another one. Gets 9 on first down before being dropped.
Yeah, that is a great block by Bolin. Almost a little late as he's pulling from the right side of the line. Ringer just cut right underneath him. That was a great block.
Price and Martin combined for the tackle, 2nd and a yard.
Gain of 9 on the play, 2nd and 1 on the 16.
Look for Norwell to take a shot to the offense or to the end zone here.
They are within De Leon's range. It's a 14-0 lead halfway through the opening quarter. Riley on 2nd down. Quick handoff to Isaiah Brady, who will get the first down yardage. Driven back again by Curtis Martin. But it moves the chains and sets up 1st and 10 on the 13.
Good play, secure first down. Looks like, yep, still outside the 10, so we'll be able to get a first down before the end zone.
Well, this has lacked the drama through the first 6 minutes that we had at East Noble last week. Although I think at this point, Norwell can certainly say they're in a much better position than they were 6 minutes into the game a week ago.
Yep, much better start.
East Noble's hosting Columbia City tonight, so that's an important game in the Northeast 8 race. Again, Norwell's very much in the thick of this race, a game back of Leo, but they're going to need some help, and Columbia City as well, who's still undefeated, but they control their own destiny with Columbia City.
Yep.
And the Eagles definitely have their most difficult part of the schedule. They get East Noble, Leo, and Norwell to finish out the regular season.
2nd and 8 on the 11.
So Norwell knocking on the door here again, already up 14. A kickoff return from Isaiah Brady from 80 yards to open the game. And then on the first play, a little trickeration as Brady went back to Eli Riley down the sideline. And again, Norwell scored on that particular play. 2nd and 8 as Riley has the snap. Chased. Can't be brought down, though. Riley tucks it, then throws it to the end zone. And are you kidding me? It's caught by Luke Graft. It should have been picked. That's the way the night's gone for Norwell so far. And I can't believe that wasn't intercepted.
That's a huge play. It's a huge play by Luke Graff. Good focus. As a DB should have easily intercepted that.
So Graft has his team best 5th touchdown grab of the season, and that's just backbreaking for Dekalb. Should have been a pick in the end zone. Not a great decision by Riley, but the Knights get incredibly fortunate and now have a 3-score lead. As De Leon is back on to try the PAT. De Leon is leading the Norwell soccer team in scoring as Jamie Feldheiser's Knights had their best NE8 record in program history, went 6-1, finished outright 2nd in the conference. Tough draw in the sectionals. They'll play Leo next week, but nevertheless a great season and one of the best in program history. So Coach Feldheiser has the program moving in the right direction. Norwell up 21-0 here with 4.5 left in this first quarter.
Great start. Great start for Norwell. They could not ask for a better start. Totally opposite of last week.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, totally opposite. It's good to see Norwell succeed like that and come out and punch the other team in the mouth, as they've done most of the season. Really, Leo and East Noble, the only 2 games they really didn't start out hot. And Norwell keep the pedal down here, not give up anything silly. Dekalb might take a few shots, try to turn this thing around quick, but if they want to turn around, they are going to have to turn around quick.
All right, so it drops inside the 5. It's picked up, fumbled, and then brought back again as Donnie Wiley returns it out near the 20-yard line before he is dropped by Bo Morgan.
That's a nice open field tackle by Morgan. If he hurdles Morgan, he might run another 10 or 15 yards before he approaches another Norwell defender there.
So Graff gets an 11-yard touchdown grab. That's his 5th of the season. He goes over 300 yards receiving on the year. He had 8 catches for $128 last week and a score. And he's continuing to have himself Norwell's best, he's made himself Norwell's best receiver and Riley's favorite target. It's play action as Price rolls out to the left and throws back across his body and incomplete to nobody in particular. I think he was looking for his tight end, Evan Snyder, who was streaking across the field. Donnie Wiley was out near the numbers, and he could have been looking for him as well, but some miscommunication on that play brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, kind of just looked like he was trying to throw it away. Knew he was in trouble. Normally you'd see him throw it away out of bounds instead of throwing it back into the field. That's kind of dangerous, especially if he had to turn his hips quite a bit to get that away, but nevertheless brings up 2nd down.
Derek Decker alongside Christian Bohanna, week 7 already, if you can believe it. 21-0 Knights here in this first quarter. Brody Bolin got through the line and drove back. Tanner Jack. All right, take that back. It was actually Curtis Martin.
Tackle made by Brody Bolin.
So it's 3rd and 7. DeKalb has had no offensive success other than the tuck and run on 3rd and long, where they were able to get a first down, but then called back for a block in the back. And again, DeKalb did not convert 3rd down last week, 0 for 6. Norwell giving up now less than 20% of its 3rd downs. And if he was able to make that grab and stay on his feet, it would have been a house call.
Oh, yeah.
So
Definitely.
Norwell is in complete control of this game, as we're only 8 minutes in, but it feels like we've been here forever. This has been already a half hour into the ball game almost. And there's been a number of incomplete passes from DeKalb. Norwell does not bring the pressure. That's a very high tumbling kick from Evan Snyder, and it goes back and takes a Norwell bounce back across the 36. Aiden Kuntz wise to get away from that one. That was way up there.
Yeah, I think that was smart.
Penalty marker down near midfield beside the DeKalb sideline.
Is a flag on the play.
Wonder what that is, Derek.
Might be sideline warning. Yeah. Although he's talking like it is against Norwell. Yep. So it is a hold.
During the return,
so this will go back to the 27, or 26 rather, as Norwell will have its worst starting field position of the night. But that certainly hasn't been a stumbling block to this point. Norwell has scored on both of its drives, although the last one was quite fortunate. They score on the first play of their opening drive after returning the opening kickoff, 80 yards for a touchdown if you're just joining us. That's how Norwell is up 21-0 already. Norwell, of course, jumped into the Class 3A AP poll this week. They're coming into this week at 10th in the Sagarin ratings as well in 3A. Riley throws across the middle on a slant, incomplete, intended for Morgan.
Riley's pass incomplete. Intended for grab. Correction, intended for Cheney.
I think that was actually James
Yeah,
Cheney.
I think it was too.
Well,
PA
Cheney,
announcer Feldheiser was trying to figure that one out too.
Yeah. Well, that's because I'm not over there. Cheney was obviously utilized last week. We've talked about the success that he had at East Noble a week ago. And it's that time of year where we're going to start talking about potential sectional opponents. The draw is this Thursday for Norwell, as they'll see who they get to face. Probably the best team in the sectional as Riley keeps it on 2nd down and picks up about 5. Brought down by Curtis Martin to bring up 3rd and about 6. So Norwell will find out who they play here on Thursday night, as the Knights are undoubtedly towards the top of the food chain in that sectional 27. Concordia really the only big threat, as they're actually still number 5 in Sagarin this week. That being due to basically their schedule strength playing in the SAC. And they've got Wayne tonight, I believe. Inside of 3 minutes left in this first quarter rather. Ringer gets the call on 3rd down. He's not going to get it, as he is stacked up near the 33. And making first contact, Tristan Kern, the DN. And so Norwell will bring on its punt team for the first time tonight.
It's kind of an interesting call on 3rd and 5.
Pretty conservative.
Yeah, I think it is. And it's not the worst thing to be conservative. Keep the clock running, and when you're up 21-0, still trying to get through the first quarter.
Yeah, I think we're in it for the long haul tonight, and we have homecoming, so we'll be out here for quite some time. But the good news is we enjoy it. Riley is back to punt for the first time tonight. Eli is averaging 35 on the season. That's a bounced snap and then pulled out of there, and then a floating, tumbling punt that comes to rest near the 36-yard line. Not Riley's best effort, but he had to deal with a pretty poor snap. So DeKalb has its best field position at the 37-yard line, and we'll see if the Barons could do anything. They're still certainly not out of the ball game by any stretch. They got the stop they needed now, but they're going to have to go down and convert on some points. Remember, they do get the ball to start the third quarter as well, so not all hope is lost, but Norwell's looked the much better team here through the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, they really have, and as long as they keep holding DeKalb on offense to a little bit of nothing, then it'll be tough for this DeKalb team.
Snap to Price, design keeper, following a couple blockers, then sprints to the outside, where he picks up a pretty decent 5-yard gain out to the 43.
You got to remember, East Noble was up three possessions through the first quarter and a half last week. So
well, and we talked about the fact that they could have lost focus coming into the game.
Yep.
It's easy to lose focus when you're up 21-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if I like going conservative yet when Norwell's on offense, but if their defense keeps performing how they are, then it really won't hurt.
DeKalb still doesn't have a first down, but now 2nd and 5. Handoff goes to Curtis Martin up the middle. That's like the last place you want to attack Norwell's defense. But they get 3 nonetheless, and it brings up 3rd down and 2 at the 45.
This is the down the Norwell defense thrives on. They like
Gain of 2 on the play.
They like when they have to force teams to decide whether to run it up the middle to try to get the couple yards or run something outside. It just fly around. It seemed to fly around on 3rd down.
Martin is back there with Price. 2 receivers split to the left, 1 to the right. And it's a keeper, and the ball's on the ground. I think Norwell's got it. We'll wait for the call. Nope. DeKalb fell on top of it.
Recovered by Price.
And Corey Price is actually able to get back on it. So it brings up 4th and 5, and you wonder if DeKalb thinks about going for it here, as they're already down 21. They can't quite take this to the end of the quarter, so they're going to have to run a play.
Loss of 2 on the play.
About a half-second difference between game and play clock.
Looks they're keeping their offense on the field.
So they need about 4. They need to get to the 47. They're letting the clock run down, and now Price gets to the line. From the gun, as he sends Martin away and goes with an empty backfield. Price on the move. Drifts outside, floats it to the sideline, where it's caught by Curtis Martin across the 42-yard line. And down to the 41, where DeKalb picks up its first down of the night, a pickup of 16 to move the chains on 4th down.
Yeah, it's big on 4th down, especially for your first down of the night. Gutsy call there by coach for DeKalb, but sometimes that pays off, and it did for him there on a 4th and 4, and we finally get through the first quarter.
Well, it wasn't quick, but it was successful for Norwell. The Knights are on top 21-0 after 1. Take a quick break and return here on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network.
Is filled with fabulous golf courses that offer a variety of experiences and are as diverse and distinct as the regions they're in. And there is one right here in your backyard that you shouldn't miss. Green Valley Golf Club, located at 2635 East, 150 North in Bluffton. You deserve a little time on the greens, so book your tee time, brush off your spikes, and get ready to play. Green Valley Golf Club, located at 2635 East, 150 North in Bluffton, just east of the Stone Quarry.
Head on out to Green Valley to hit some balls on their driving range or putting green. Call 824-4510 to reserve your tee time. Green Valley, where your friends play.
Welcome back to the courtyard as the Knights start the second quarter up 21-0. DeKalb converts its first pass of the evening and moves the chains on 4th down. Norwell has given up 2 of 4 on 4th down so far this year defensively, so it's not a particular strong suit of theirs, as they've given up now 60% of their 4th downs, and a pass of 16 to move DeKalb into Norwell territory for the first time, where they're set up on the 41.
1st and 10 for the Barons on the 41.
A big first down there by DeKalb. Let's see if they keep their offense rolling here.
Yeah, it's an important drive for DeKalb. We just talked about it. If they can go down and get some points here, and that would come in the form of a touchdown, as they don't have a real strong kicking game, then they'd be very much in this ball game still, despite being dominated through the first 12. That's a handoff up the middle. Again, Tanner Jack getting the call on 1st down.
Number 41, Tanner Jack, the ball carrier.
He picks up 3, 2nd down and 7. Ball resting on the Norwell 38. This is as far as Dekalb has gotten tonight offensively. They sent Donnie Wiley out wide in addition to Blake Ludy. And the tight end in motion. They do that a lot. There's a handoff to Jack. Jack with a burst of speed.
Fumble.
Lost the football near the end of the play, but then got back on it as he gets down to the 36, where it'll bring up third down at about 5. Zach Christensen in on the stop for Norwell.
Yeah, I saw Christensen get his big paws in there and strip that. Jack was able to jump back on that.
So DeKalb still hasn't converted a third down in the last 2 weeks. They've got an important one here, but this is pretty obviously 4-down territory, especially at this juncture. 3rd and 5 out of the gun is Price. Has the snap. It's a play-action play. Throws a screen to Tanner Jack. He's able to evade a couple of tackles. Finally finished off by Joel Rinkenberger across the 30, and it's good enough for first down yardage. They pick up 7 and move the chains again for the second time on this drive.
They're trying to find success where the Norwell defense least expects it, and so far they've done a good job of that on 2 big plays there, on 4th down and then on 3rd down.
Price has Martin in the backfield with him here on this first down play. It's a design keeper, and it's snuffed out. Max Ringer gets into the backfield and knocks down Price back at the 30 for a loss of a couple.
Kind of surprised me they ran a sweep to the near side of the field. They had Norwell outnumbered if they would have ran it to the far side of the field, but kind of nowhere to go there, running straight to the sideline. Good job by Ringer, nevertheless, just kind of jackknifing through the DeKalb line, and nice tackle for loss there.
Price, a screen pass, a little bit low, but Tanner Jack is dropped in the backfield for a loss of a couple more. Isaiah Bragi all over it this time.
I can almost see that coming as Jack has nobody covering him up initially, and it looks appealing to an offensive coordinator, head coach over there for DeKalb. They trust in their guy more to win that one-on-one matchup, and if he gets by Bragi, he's going to go for a while as the nearest guy there is safety, and good job by Isaiah. That's
good
great
mechanics on that tackle.
Yeah.
3rd and long, you expect DeKalb to run a somewhat conservative play here, not try to get it all set up 4th down, but instead they go over the top, looking for the tight end Snyder, where it's too far and incomplete. So you don't gain much by a punt here. I think they would have probably been better suited to run a play that gets them a guaranteed 6 or 7 to set up 4th and manageable. You don't have a lot in the playbook for 4th and 14.
That's right. That's tough. They're going to have to take another shot like that one on this play and hope Norwell maybe pass interferes, or hopefully they can beat one of the Norwell defensive backs. But that's shocking play there on 3rd down for DeKalb. Tough 4th down play right now.
DeKalb has converted on its 4th down, its only 4th down attempt so far tonight. That was earlier on this drive. A snap to Price. Price stands in the pocket, now gets chased out, and he floats one down towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. Riley had a chance at a pick, but it actually works out better that it was an interception.
Yeah, that was smart.
And Norwell takes over at the 32.
You almost think if Riley was thinking, you know what, let me just bat this ball down. I mean, it looked like he was kind of going up to catch it, but once he felt that DeKalb, I guess, turned into a defender there, he just kind of let him swat it down.
Tight end Evan Snyder, the intended receiver again, as he has been targeted quite a lot tonight, but only had 2 catches on the year coming into the game. But they've utilized those tight ends a lot. Thinking first-year coach Seth Wilcox trying to incorporate that into his offense. Coach Wilcox, of course, still looking for his first victory. DeKalb 0-2 in the conference after missing 3 games due to COVID, weeks 2, 3, and 4. And, of course, Norwell has had the good fortune to not miss any games so far. 5-1 coming into the game tonight. Max Ringer gets tripped up. A good play, good penetration by Treston Kern, who gets his 19th tackle of the season as he drops Ringer from behind.
Norwell looks like they're trying to control the run game right now, and I don't blame them. Up 21-0, 3 possessions. They can start really just controlling the clock and time of possession. The game will really be out of reach.
We've talked about it, Bo, that magical 35-point mark is so important in high school football these days. Norwell's hit it a couple of times this year. Get that running clock, and the game is essentially over. Riley with Morgan in motion at the snap, throws it to him behind the line of scrimmage. Morgan turns it upfield across the 35, And he is taken down by Blake Ludy across the 35 near the 36. It'll set up third down at about 6.
I look for a pass from Norwell here. As last time on 3rd and 5, they ran a run up the middle, didn't quite get it. So I expect the pass here, keep the chains rolling and the clock rolling.
Well, Ringer had just 48 yards on the ground last week on 14 carries. It's the game where they've utilized him the least so far through 6 weeks. Riley was so successful through the air, and he's under center this time on 3rd and 6. It's a pitch to Graft. Graft turns it upfield, gets a block. Not going to get the first down yardage, though, as Dekalb holds strong again. Mitch Snyder, the linebacker, in on the tackle, as Norwell will be forced to punt again.
It's just surprising to me that they're choosing to run. Maybe they thought they could beat him outside, but
again, Norwell is definitely controlling the pace and the clock here at this point. The game has really not been threatened at any point by DeKalb's offense. So, yeah, a conservative call, but Norwell is still very much in control of this game. And DeKalb's going to bring the house. They do not have a return man back. Maybe expecting a potential fake. Now they send back Blake Ludy, rather. Riley rolls to his right, low kick that rolls near the ground. It's picked up by Ludy smartly near the 32, but then he is dropped by Bo Morgan, who's had himself a night so far, and really good special teams coverage to mitigate that return.
Good job by Mo. It's great to have Bo playing this year, because last year had that tough ACL tear, put him out for the season early. His first game, I believe, so maybe second game, but
I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was in the scrimmage.
Was it? Oh, you know what? I think it was.
I don't think he got any on-field action last year.
That's right. So
DeKalb takes over on the 33. Haven't moved the ball real well. They had a couple first downs in their last drive. It was certainly their best-looking drive to this point. Tanner Jack, the call on first down. Jack, shake and bake, his best run of the night, gets him down to the 41, where he picks up 7.
Tackle made by number 9, Joel Rickenberger.
Yeah, DeKalb, I think, put a pretty nice drive together last time they had the ball, but Norwell came up big and made a couple stops that they needed, and I think they're finding a little bit of success against this Norwell defense, though.
Yeah, they're trying to. They've done some different things. They would, utilizing that tight end more often than not on offense.
Yeah,
there's
a hold.
Pretty clear hold. They went to the tight end, Derek Overbay, where it was incomplete. Morgan is in on the coverage again, but that was as clear hold as you get on the left tackle, Tyson Conley.
Yeah, if he doesn't hold him there, I think that's a sack. So
right. Yeah, well, yeah, you could argue that it was a good hold.
Yeah.
So it backs DeKalb up 10.
From the spot, correct?
That's correct. But the spot should have been pretty close to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard or two
his flag back.
So officials are trying to figure out where to mark it from. The white hat tonight is Max Guile. Walk this one back to the 32. So it brings up 2nd down and 11. So actually I said it was ahead of the line of scrimmage, which is interesting. But close enough.
After the penalty, 2nd and 11 for the Bears on the
so 2nd down and about where they started, just playing from very briefly beyond the sticks on this 2nd down play. Price on the run. Price throws, incomplete. Looking for Blake Ludy. And again, it's 3rd and long. DeKalb just can't quite find a play that puts themselves in a 3rd and manageable situation. They've had 3rd and long a lot tonight.
Yeah, I think penalties have really hurt DeKalb tonight.
This was a clean team, too. Only 2 penalties last week against Huntington North.
Wow, so they've probably tripled that already. So it's been tough for DeKalb. They just can't seem to really catch it.
What this might be, the DeKalb offense not leaving the field yet. Thinking that's in the area of like ineligible downfield.
Yeah.
But we'll see. No penalty, so
picks it up.
That'll bring up 4th down and long, and DeKalb will be forced to punt. So, again, Norwell's defense coming up strong. This is something that you expected. I mean, we talked about it, number 2 defense in 3A, top 10 in the state in scoring average, and a couple of those scores have been defensive scores by its opponents. So this is definitely one of the most stout defenses in the state, and they, again, continue to showcase that tonight. Wobbling snap, and I can't believe that wasn't blocked.
I I don't know how that was not blocked.
Nice fair catch by Isaiah Breggy to come charging forward and cut that off. But I have no clue how that wasn't blocked. I just don't quite understand that, as it looked like Tyler Luther got back there for Norwell, and he was right there and almost looked like he got out of the way.
Yeah, he was right there. Yeah, kind of scared of it. I don't know.
Well,
you sell out there and dive on top of it. If you make contact with the ball, you don't have to worry about hitting the punter.
Dekalb struggles on special teams. The punter, Evan Snyder, who is also the starting tight end, actually has a pretty good leg, and he can punt the ball pretty well, but he doesn't have a lot of time to get it off.
Yeah.
And of course the kicking game obviously is basically non-existent for this Dekalb team. Norwell takes over on their own 44. Again, some of their best field position of the night. Riley, a big drop on first down. Floats it over the middle for Luke Graff. It hangs up in the air, and Graff makes an acrobatic catch at the 25.
That's just unreal. We've seen a lot of catches like that from Luke Graff this season, and there's just another one. It really doesn't shock me. That's a huge play.
And he is the big play guy. He's
Norwell's
choice when you go over the top, as he has Norwell's longest catch of the year of 45 yards. He's actually done that twice already for touchdowns.
And I had seen he beat the cornerback, just first step had him beat. Riley kind of hesitated and then finally threw it. And
remember how huge of a grab he had on that, what ended up being the game-winning drive for Norwell last week early in the fourth quarter. Riley is sacked on this particular play.
Looked like a design quarterback draw, and Dekalb just blew it up. That play's had a lot of success for Norwell. They ran that play last week when they were 3rd and 22.
Yeah.
And Riley was able to pick that up.
That's right.
We've seen that play have a lot of success. They've scored on that play as well against New Haven. I remember a big 60-yard run from Riley. But
DN Tristan Kern has had himself a couple nice stops tonight. Norwell bunching itself up here on 2nd and long. Behind the sticks, Riley has pressure coming, throws, he gets drilled. It's caught in stride by Jace Cheney, who's going to take it to the house. 27-yard touchdown grab for Jace Cheney. It's his 2nd touchdown of the season, his longest grab of the year, and Norwell is on top big, 27-0.
I know there was a lot of yards after the catch there, but man, what a gutsy throw to stay in the pocket. Eli knows
he took a shot.
He knows he got that guy closing in on him. Took a big shot, but you know what? Sometimes you got to sacrifice your body for that, and that's what he did. Delivered a nice ball. Jace did a good job.
De Leon back on to try the PAT. Just over 5 minutes left in this first half. Norwell in complete control, 28-0 after that extra point.
Point after by De Leon is good.
So, Bo, there's just there's games where you're dominant, and there's games like this where, again, you're hoping to get to that 35-point mark before this halftime. But again, we said Dekalb, they competed with Columbia City, should have won the game. They took them to overtime. We've heard some rumblings that Columbia City's not very good away from home. That was by their own head coach. They have that beautiful new facility just off of State Road 9. And looking forward to getting up there at some point. It will be next year for Norwell, assuming, of course, that we have a normal regular season. And that'll be the regular season finale for Norwell. But again, it's a Columbia City team that almost lost to Dekalb in Dekalb's first game in a month. And they have come out and looked pretty flat tonight. Their special teams gave up a huge play to start the ball game. Norwell started and scored 11 seconds in without even a play from scrimmage. Took the opening kickoff back 80 yards from Isaiah Breggy. And since then have just dominated so far. Actually, Dekalb's defense has gotten 2 stops to this point, but Norwell's just been overpowering.
They really have, and it's shown on the scoreboard. I mean, it's one thing to be overpowering, and you're up 2 scores, but Norwell's really taken advantage of the opportunities they've been given and just completely dominated this game. It'd be nice for Norwell to get a score. Still 5 minutes left, get a stop, have time to get a score and get that running clock for the second half.
Well, the good news for Dekalb is that they're quite likely to get a win next week at home against Belmont. Tanner Jack on the return. Runs into traffic near the 35, but a decent return by Jack of 24 yards. They have Belmont next week, and then they finish the regular season at Leo. So they've got an up and a down in there. Should be more than likely a win and a loss. You're playing the worst and the best team in the conference back-to-back. So DeKalb takes over on the 35. Absolutely have to get points to stay in this game before halftime. Remember, they do have the advantage of getting the ball to start the third quarter, but again, DeKalb just hasn't showed that big a sense of urgency offensively. They've only had 2 first downs in this first half. They were both on the same drive, and one came on 4th down. Price, a crossing route to Donnie Wiley, and it falls incomplete off his left paw.
Just out of the reach.
Yeah, they had him beat. It would have been a grab if he was able to throw a strike. Norwell had it covered, but was not going to be able to break up that pass. So missed opportunity for the Barons, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it stops the clock, too. So
yeah, well,
I mean, Norwell,
this hasn't been a particularly speedy first half.
Well, yeah, I'd agree. But like you said, DeKalb does get the ball at the second half, but that really won't matter, especially if there's a running clock.
Jack in motion, and they fake it to him. They almost collided in the backfield, did Jack and Curtis Martin. And DeKalb's fortunate that didn't end the disaster. Yeah. Martin gets 6, though, and sets up 3rd down and manageable. We've talked about the fact that DeKalb has struggled to get into this 3rd and reasonable range, and they've got themselves an opportunity, but it didn't come without the impending threat of doom at that particular play.
Yeah, it was just a good job by Norwell. But that, man, it looked like Jack almost tackled Martin there, but big 3rd down for Norwell's D here.
Price, a big drop, then tucks it. He's going to get the 1st down. He's tripped up by an ankle tackle by Joel Rinkenberger out near the 49-yard line, a pickup of 8. And DeKalb moves the sticks for the 3rd time tonight.
Good job there.
They've beaten Norwell twice on that play. The other one was a block in the back that got called back, but Norwell's been fooled on 3rd down on that now twice tonight.
Yeah, they drop back. They drop back 8 and just really
they sell out on the pass.
Yeah, that's right. And sometimes it works out. Sometimes the quarterback
Martin
is able to scramble.
Met in the backfield. Ball's on the ground. Norwell says they have it. It's at midfield. And Norwell does have it. Brody Boland shows it to the official as this could be bad news as DeKalb. Well, it's Curtis Martin, the running back, who is really clutching his right leg. And we'll take a break and give him a moment to recuperate. 3.5 left in this first half. Norwell up big on WellsCountyBoys.com.
We're here at Craigville Appliance. We just wanted to say to all the fall athletes, good luck on this season. Be safe, be strong, compete to the highest level. Always practice good sportsmanship. If moms and dads, I know it's time, washer and dryer season, we'll take care of you here at Craigville Appliance. We can deliver it, install it, no big deal here at Craigville Appliance. Good luck, have a great season, compete to the highest level.
Welcome back to the courtyard. Walking off on his own paddle was Curtis Martin, so a good sight to see there. Saw a couple of not great injuries last week at East Noble, and they all went against the East Noble Knights. And do want to let you know that another game is taking place across Wells County tonight, and it's on the Voice Sports Network. Bluffton is leading Heritage 7-0 after a quarter of play. You can find that with Scott Mentzer on the call. Norwell takes over. Brody Boland picks up his first fumble recovery of his career. And Norwell will start their drive almost at midfield on their own 49. Needs another touchdown to get that running clock. It's a dump-off pass that ends up almost intercepted. Coming across the middle for DeKalb was Nate Williams, the strong safety. And that was intended for Isaiah Breggy. They run that play sometimes, and it ends up usually getting the Knights some decent yardage. There is a penalty marker down. We'll hear from Max Guile, and they pick it up for the second time tonight.
That's the second time I think that ref has been confused on the ineligible man downfield.
That's what I think. It's in the same general area.
And, that was a screen. I'm pretty sure Isaiah was behind the line of scrimmage, so you're allowed to have guys past the line of scrimmage there. But yeah, I kind of expected them to run that play. I was going to say something earlier but didn't because DeKalb's been bringing pretty much all their linebackers.
So Riley, a big drop, looking to throw here on 2nd and 10. Riley is way deep, throws it back to Miles Babcock, who makes the grab after a gain of a couple brought down by Blake Ludy. But Babcock has himself his 3rd catch of the season. They pick up 3 to make it 3rd and 7.
Yeah, that was good. Good job by Babcock coming back to get that ball. He saw his quarterback was in trouble, broke back towards him, turned a potential negative play into something positive. 3rd and 7 is a lot better than 3rd and 10.
Pardon me, Bill. 28-0 Knights. Approaching 3 minutes left in this first half. Temperature in the upper 40s. Clear night. Gorgeous Friday football evening here in Northeast Indiana. We've had great weather so far this year. Haven't had a single game where the weather's been bad. Riley, play action, has pressure coming. Riley steps up in the pocket, throws right to Luke Graft, who makes the grab, stays on his feet across the 35, and then is finally knocked down out there by Mitch Snyder. And Norwell moves the chains, pitch and catch of 15.
Good job by Riley staying in the pocket. He feels that pressure coming off his backside. Untouched defender there for Dekalb, but Riley did a good job getting that out quick, and good job by Luke Graft again.
First and 10 for the Knights on the 33.
Knights, as Riley takes the snap. Riley throwing a deep ball down up the seam, incomplete. Overthrew Bo Morgan and defended out there by the backup corner Josh Nichols.
That was a strike by Riley, by the way. That just, on a deep pass like that, normally you see him lofted a little bit, but that it wasn't in the air very long.
Second and 10.
So clock stopped at 2:37. Again, probably been our longest first half of the season. But if Norwell gets that 35-point mark, the second half is going to blow by.
Oh, yeah.
Half an hour. Riley the snap. Riley on a keeper. Stays on his feet. Brought down from behind by Tristan Kern after a gain of a couple. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8. And this is probably outside of De Leon's range. So we'll see what Norwell does, but likely 4-down territory here.
I'd expect 4-down territory as well, especially, they're knowing they want to get to that 35-point mark.
Well, we saw him go for it earlier in the season when they could have kicked for points.
That's right.
That's a good point. 2 minutes left. Counter. Breggy. Upended across the 30.
Number 8, Isaiah Breggy, the ball carrier.
Yep. Looks like we're going to go for it.
Yeah, that play was designed to get him a few. Get him into 4th and manageable. It's 4th down and about 6. They need to get down to the 23-yard line for a first down. Norwell has all of its timeouts remaining, so don't need to be in any particular rush here. Riley on the move. Steps up, throws toward the stick, and he knew exactly how much he needed for that first down. Graff spun forward and gets down to the 20. It's a well-executed play by Norwell on an out route.
That's just the receiver knowing how many yards he needs. He ran to the yard marker, the first down marker, turned around and knew he's maybe a yard behind it and needed a couple yards and ended up getting the first down. Good job by Graff there again.
So a 9-yard grab by Luke Graff sets up a 1st and 10 in the red zone for Norwell with 65 seconds left in this first half, so time is dwindling, but they have all their timeouts. Riley throws it behind the line of scrimmage to Breggy, who has a head of steam. Breggy down to the 10. There's a penalty marker down on what will likely be a hold on
Babcock.
On either Babcock or Morgan. Oh, it's actually offensive face mask. How about that? Don't see that called all that often. This will be a 5-yarder, I imagine. Nope. Well, getting a confusing call from Max Guile. But he did signal the personal foul, so this would back him up 15 from the spot.
Wow.
So that's interesting. Again, the clock will move on the snap here if Norwell allows it to. Might want to think about trying to use one of those timeouts as it pushes them all the way back to the 29 and sets up 1st and 19. That's exactly what Josh Gerber will do, is take a timeout. While he does that, let's take a quick break and return after these words. Norwell up 28-0 on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
Knights are up big here at home, 28-0, just under a minute left in this first half. Norwell's trying to figure out a way to get into the end zone to get that running clock. And they just had a big face mask penalty to push him back, and Josh Gerber used his first timeout.
I'd look for him to take a shot.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be?
Well, you don't lose a whole lot.
Yeah, second down. Should it be first?
It's first down.
Should be first down.
Oh, I guess, well, I don't know. I think it'd be. Play happened, or the foul happened during the play, so it should be first down. Riley floats one down the sideline. Luke Graff, touchdown.
Yeah,
that's too easy. 29 yards.
Well, yeah, before I got confused on the downs, I was going to say look for him to take a shot. And big play Graff. There he is again. We mentioned it. Might as well give him that nickname now. That's big week last week. Having another big week this week.
Touchdown grab number 6, his second of the night. That one goes for 29. Norwell is all over Dekalb. And now the all-important PAT.
Yeah,
This would give Norwell a running clock in the second half.
Bigger than it seems the most.
Oh, it's a fake. They botched it. Oh, Riley is going to get to the pylon. So they end up getting a deuce to make it 36-0.
He dropped the snap and just, that's when Riley yells fire. A couple guys roll out, supposed to roll out to the right side, but Riley realized left side's wide open. Why not take that?
Yeah. I think you're right, Bo. I called it a fake, and I think it was just
he just botched
a mishandle.
Yeah, he just dropped it a little bit.
Well, it all works the same.
It made something out of nothing, yep.
So 36-0 Norwell, and the running clock will be in effect in the second half. So expect a quick one. We do have a long halftime coming up tonight with the homecoming festivities happening here in 2020.
Looks like marching band will perform as well.
Yep, the Norwell Marching Knights, as you saw in the pregame if you were with us, are in uniform tonight. So another kickoff coming from Josh Scott, who has been just fine tonight. He's been rock solid all season long. He has been able to really, he's improved over the course of the season. He wasn't bad to begin the year by any stretch, but he's improved, keeping things in bounds. Had a couple kicks go out of bounds on him early in the year, and has kept everything in the middle, which I'm sure means this one will float out of bounds. But that's just kind of the way it goes.
I mean, we saw from the jump that he had a big leg, and I think that's why they have De Leon doing the extra points, and then they have Josh Scott kicking off. He's got the big leg. He just sometimes struggles with keeping it in bounds, but hey, he's really improved. It's good to see. It's really good to see.
Well, we wondered if Norwell's offense would be ready for the challenge tonight and get up for this particular game, and they certainly have. It's 36-0. Scott drives a low liner down the right hash, and it's picked up there. Donnie Wiley on the return, bounces off a tackler, and then is finished off outside by the Knights. It looks like Cole Patrick who made the tackle on that one.
Yep, was.
Tackle made by number 40, Trey Bodenheimer.
And Norwell will force Dekalb to take over on their own 31-yard line. It's been about the spot they've started pretty much all night long. That running clock doesn't go into effect until the second half, so it's not in effect yet, if you're wondering why the clock is stopped. This, of course, is a rule that has been under now, I think, this is the second year of the rule.
Second year, yep. Last year was the first.
And it has changed the game. I mean, it certainly has. It basically, like I said, it ends the game if you're up 35 at half.
I was going to say,
now, if you go up 35 early and then you're able to take it away, that's what I'm saying. That's the important part. But you got to get it done before halftime. So technically, DeKalb with a score could mitigate that. Price is running for his life here, and then is dropped by Max Ringer and Brody Bolin.
Good pressure early by Zach Christensen. Just couldn't quite break down and make that sack. But.
Well, that is interesting. DeKalb takes a timeout. So that's certainly something that caught me off guard. I would have figured probably would have been comfortable to go into halftime. But I think he realizes that if you go into halftime down 35 with a running clock, the game's over. Let's take a break and return.
You don't have to sit at your desktop to listen to games on the Voice Sports Network. Take the game wherever you go. There are more on the Voice Sports Network at work, in your car, or even at the game. Be sure to tell your friends and family, and thanks for choosing the Voice Sports Network.
Back with that bumper music that YouTube does allow, so they can't take away our broadcast for that. 31 seconds left in his first half. DeKalb is trying to desperately get into the end zone here, although they're plenty far from that. They're back on their own 33-yard line. They have 2nd down and 8 coming up. 2 timeouts left, but they're trying to avoid that running clock to start the third quarter, because if that happens, then it's just impossible to pull yourself out of a 35-point hole without a bunch of turnovers. Price from the gun, empty backfield. Price on the move, floats it towards the middle where it's caught out here, and a first down gain and much more across the 45-yard line as Logan Montoya making the grab.
Another timeout.
Yep, so with 22 seconds left, they take another timeout. That moves them into striking distance at least. I mean, this would be close enough for a Hail Mary at the end of the half. We'll keep it right here this time.
We know they don't have a kicker, so.
Right.
I mean, a good kicking
Well,
game.
yeah, I guess technically that's a good point. A field goal would get them under that 35-point threshold, but they do not have a strong kicking game. So Dekalb is certainly looking to get into the end zone here. So they'll need all of those 45 yards they've got remaining. This has been a relatively lengthy first half. A lot of throws from Dekalb that have fallen incomplete. Norwell's defense has been stout. They've given up a handful of first downs, but Dekalb hasn't really threatened. They got inside the 40 one time, but other than that, Norwell's been good defensively and offensively. They've basically done whatever they've wanted. They have had 2 punts so far, which came on back-to-back drives, actually. And you were thinking if Dekalb is able to get a big stop here, then maybe, tight end wasn't called. Throw deep down the middle of the field. It's caught! It's incomplete. It falls incomplete. It looked like Tanner Jack was going to have a chance at it. And 15 seconds left in this first half. There's a penalty marker down back at the 50. So that's either in the area of holding or roughing the passer. I would imagine it's a hold.
That's discussing.
There's been a lot of discussing going on with this particular crew. It is a hold. It'll be declined. So, well, actually you want to take you want to take the penalty.
Yeah.
So this backs them up to their own 40 as the foul occurred at midfield. So now you've got one timeout left. You're trying to get back into plus territory where you can get yourself a shot at the end zone on the last play.
Well, they're going to need maybe a 15 or 20-yard deep outpost that's going to get them out of bounds with 10 seconds left, maybe 5 seconds left. Get in range for a Hail Mary. Not a bad arm on quarterback there, though.
No. So, what, they backed it up from the line of scrimmage? Okay. Okay, great.
Number 41.
So, again, empty backfield, obviously. Probably time for 2 plays here. Price the snap, bobbled it, then controls it. Bolin is shoved down. Price sets his feet, throws back across his body, and scooped. It's incomplete.
Yeah, it's a good call.
And the line judge was ready to call that a catch, but the umpire says no. Intended for Donnie Wiley, and this will be the last play of the half, barring any defensive penalty here.
Yeah, good call there by the ref, as it looked like it bounced into his hands. Close call, but...
Well, Dekalb, I guess, does have a timeout. I was going to say that's not really a catch that you want to make anyway in the middle of the field. So this will be the last play, likely. Inside of 6 seconds left. You're just going to try to defend the end zone. Price on the move. Price chased by Bolin, throws it out of bounds, except that's the end of the first half. So Dekalb was unable to avoid the 35-point mark, and the Knights will get a running clock, and it's going to be real difficult for Dekalb to overcome that in the second half. We'll take a break and return with the Austin State Bank halftime show. Norwell on top of Dekalb, 36-0 here on WellsCountyVoice.com.
I'm David Morrison, President and CEO of Austin State Bank. Welcome to this glimpse of our company.
Banking can be a difficult process, and without the right person to guide you, it can be long and tedious, also stressful. Austin State Bank has been offering commercial and retail banking services to businesses and consumers in and around Wells County for over 107 years. We are the only locally owned and headquartered community bank in our county since 1912. Our team of bankers is professional, enthusiastic, and dedicated to helping you through every step of your journey. We continually strive to build long-lasting relationships with our customers while providing smart financial solutions that both improve and simplify your life. Come and experience for yourself today what a true community bank can help do for you.
It's a local thing.
Do you or a loved one need extra help managing your finances or making sure monthly bills are getting paid correctly and on time? Are you concerned that you or a senior parent may inadvertently provide sensitive financial information to scammers and fraudsters? Then contact Senior Money Life today at 260-296-0437 to get the help you need to stay safe and enjoy life more. Senior Money Life, located in Bluffton, Indiana, is here to help make life easy, providing you with a wide range of services including banking assistance, bill pay, budgeting assistance, financial monitoring, and insurance advocacy. Contact Preston Carr, Daily Money Manager at 260-296-0437 to learn more, or visit their website, seniormoneylife.com. Senior Money Life is a division of Christian Care Retirement Community. Senior Money Life is not a financial institution or a trust company.
Farms, an online meat market, has a heart for people and a focus to provide a variety of locally raised, 100% grass-fed or grain-fed beef, pork, and poultry. Their shopping experience is easy. Simply visit HoosierCreekFarmsLLC.com, fill up your cart with high-quality, locally raised meats, and choose to have it delivered in an insulated box right to your front door. Or you can pick it up in Bluffton or Huntington. You can find recipes and cooking tips by following them on Facebook and Instagram. Begin cooking with confidence. Hoosier Creek Farms, high quality, locally raised meats. HoosierCreekFarmsLLC.com.
American Mortgage Service Company, located at 1169 North Main Street in Bluffton. We specialize in helping individuals realize their dream of homeownership by providing a top-notch, best mortgage experience. We offer a wide variety of loan programs and the most current rates available. Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 260-353-3300 or apply online at bluffton.americanmortgage.com. That's 260-353-3300.
This is not an offer for the extension of credit or a commitment to lend. American Mortgage, NMLS ID 8246. Angie Top, NMLS ID 478736. Jessica Best, NMLS ID 613932. American Mortgage is an equal housing lender.
Soaring high above, exploring our planet. Professional timepiece designed to take flight. Citizen ProMaster. Go beyond.
Daniel's Jewelers on North Main Street in Bluffton, where personal service and trust become part of the memory.
At Corrective Chiropractic, we offer individualized treatment plans for patients of all ages, from infants to elderly, and even during pregnancy. Have you ever experienced a workplace, sports, or auto accident, or just keep suffering from chronic pain? Corrective Chiropractic can help. Knee, neck, shoulder, or back pain, headaches, migraines, allergies, muscular tension? Corrective Chiropractic can help.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic, serving Bluffton, Yoder, Decatur, Bern, Montpelier, and the surrounding area to help you feel and function better. Schedule your appointment today at 260-353-1400 and let Corrective Chiropractic help you along your journey to health and wellness. Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
Hello, this is Tim Steffen Financial Group. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving forward. We must balance staying safe and moving forward towards our needs and goals. We are here to help you with your future planning. Steffen Financial Group, located at 110 West Cherry Street, Bluffton, Indiana, would like to help you with your retirement, Roth IRAs, investments, and savings plans. Call me, Tim Steffen, or Rhonda Vandentop, 260-824-8175. And at that same location is Tim Steffen Insurance. We like to help folks with their personalized Medicare supplement, health, life, and long-term care plans. Securities and insurance offered through Thurston Springer Financial, registered broker-dealer, member FINRA and SIPC, and Indiana Insurance Agency. Corporate headquarters in OSJ 9000 Keystone Crossing, 7th floor, Indianapolis, Indiana 4672440. Tim Steffen is a registered associate of Thurston Springer and is doing business as Steffen Financial Group. Steffen Financial Group is independent of Thurston Springer.
Bluffton Tire, you know where they're located, across the street from Bummies, right at the entrance to the 4-H park, has been serving Wells County for over 50 years. Bluffton Tire needs to be the first stop for brakes, struts, front end alignment, and offers over 20 different brands of tires. Stop by and see Kerry Jennis today or visit online at BlufftonTire.com for online specials and coupons. Bluffton Tire is open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Hi, this is Kerry Jennis at Bluffton Tire, and we'll keep you going.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic in Bluffton. My goal with chiropractic treatment is to make you feel and function better by providing neurostructural corrections to help put your spine back into alignment, to strengthen your nerve system, and to relieve nerve pain. We strive to help you heal and stay healthy for years to come. Our full-service chiropractic team in Bluffton provides corrective exercises, lifestyle advice, along with spinal and postural screenings.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nick Altair, and I'm proud to join the team here at Corrective Chiropractic. Our goal is to figure out what is causing your pain and restore movement to the optimal level. From infants to older adults, chiropractic is a safe way to manage growing pains and other body trauma. Did you know that chiropractic care can strengthen your overall immune system? Give us a call at 260-353-1400. Chiropractic care can help you on your journey to the best version of you.
Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
Ossian State Bank takes great pride in supporting our local football programs. We are the only community bank headquartered in Wells County. We've had the same name and downtown location for over 108 years. Ossian State Bank has given in excess of $1 million of contributions back to the community. We are locally owned and operated by many of your friends and neighbors. Stop in soon to see what makes Ossian State Bank special. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
And welcome back to the Courtyard. Norwell all over Dekalb, 36-0 at halftime. So we'll get you updated on a couple of scores and stats from across the area. The important one in the Northeast 8 tonight, East Noble leading Columbia City 13-10 at the break. So we've talked about the fact that maybe Columbia City isn't as good away from home. So that's a big score to keep an eye on as we work through the rest of tonight's contest. Columbia City is ahead of Norwell right now in the Northeast 8 standings as they are still undefeated on this season. Bluffton is on top of Heritage at last check as well. And a couple scores from the SAC. Looks like Northside is up on Southside 21-0. Concordia and Wayne were scoreless early. There was a big-time score out of Homestead. That Homestead-Carroll game tonight has a good chance to decide the SAC. So an important game there. And at last check, Homestead was up 35-21 late in the second quarter. So a shootout there at Homestead. So we've got a couple other scores to let you know about from the Northeast 8. In Leo, who was on top of Huntington North 14-0 in the first half, and New Haven up big on Belmont 28-0 close to halftime. So, Bo, obviously hard to complain about anything you saw in this first half from Norwell as they're up 36-0. Return the opening stinking kickoff for a touchdown.
Yep.
And it's hard to get off to a faster start than that. And they looked pretty solid and well coached in that first half.
Yeah, they really did. Well coached is an understatement. They've had great play calling, and they've taken shots when they needed to take shots. They've taken advantage of the Dekalb mistakes. Dekalb's had some trouble with penalties, killing some of their drives, and the Norwell defense is really taking advantage of it. And it's been great to watch. It's been fun to watch this Norwell team succeed tonight.
Maya Shelton and Cam Wilson were named homecoming queen and king here at the halftime break. We talked about the fact that tonight is homecoming here in 2020, and Norwell, of course, is up big. And we'll take another quick break, come back and talk about some more scores and preview the rest of Norwell's season here on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Boys Sports Network.
Bluffton Tire, you know where they're located, across the street from Bummies, right at the entrance to the 4-H park, has been serving Wells County for over 50 years. Bluffton Tire needs to be the first stop for brakes, struts, front end alignment, and offers over 20 different brands of tires. Stop by and see Kerry Jennis today or visit online at BlufftonTire.com for online specials and coupons. Bluffton Tire is open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Hi, this is Kerry Jennis at Bluffton Tire, and we'll keep you going.
If you're tired of being stuck at home, juggling work and school schedules, all while trying to take care of yourself, listen to this. The YMCA understands that 2020 has been difficult, but they're open, they're cleaning, and they're ready for you. They want to help improve your physical and mental health. They're offering a $75 savings if you join the Y in October. Mention this commercial and save. Surround yourself with a community built of family, friends, and staff who can help you enhance your spirit and mind as well as your body. You'll have unlimited access to all YMCAs in Allen, Whitley, and Wells counties, free health and wellness screenings, and hundreds of free group exercise classes. Plus, Y members receive priority registration and reduced rates on programs like after-school care, dance, and karate. The Y is so much more than a gym. They're your community. So join in October and save $75. Financial assistance is available to those who qualify. To find the Y nearest you and branch hours, visit fwymca.org.
Hello, this is Tim Steffen Financial Group. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving forward. We must balance staying safe and moving forward towards our needs and goals. We are here to help you with your future planning. Steffen Financial Group, located at 110 West Cherry Street, Bluffton, Indiana, would like to help you with your retirement, Roth IRAs, investments, and savings plans. Call me, Tim Steffen, or Rhonda Vandentop, 260-824-8175. And at that same location is Tim Steffen Insurance. We like to help folks with their personalized Medicare supplement, health, life, and long-term care plans. Securities and insurance offered through Thurston Springer Financial, registered broker-dealer, member FINRA and SIPC, and Indiana Insurance Agency. Corporate headquarters in OSJ 9000 Keystone Crossing, 7th floor, Indianapolis, Indiana 467240. Tim Steffen is a registered associate of Thurston Springer and is doing business as Steffen Financial Group. Steffen Financial Group is independent of Thurston Springer.
Did you sprain your ankle playing with your kids last night? Have you had a nagging pain while training for an upcoming race? Or do you have an upcoming surgery? Indiana Physical Therapy understands how important and valuable your time is to you. At Indiana Physical Therapy, we can schedule you within 24 hours at any of our 19 convenient clinics. IPT has been a trusted part of your community for over 32 years. With trusted results, you can count on Indiana Physical Therapy to get you better faster. You don't need a referral from your doctor, and all insurances are accepted, including Anthem. IPT is your choice for physical therapy. So what are you waiting for? Call Indiana Physical Therapy right now at 260-209-2464 to schedule an appointment, or go online to indianapt.com. Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
And welcome back to the courtyard. We're enjoying a halftime performance by this Norwell Marching Night group. Well, speaking of pulling plugs, in political news and United States news, President Trump will spend a couple days in a hospital alongside his wife Melania as they are in the midst of recovering from COVID-19, or at least attempting to. Apparently, President Trump has been reported to have some mild symptoms and a low-grade fever as well. So certainly some big-time implications in this election season. Let's talk about Norwell and their upcoming schedule. Huntington North next week. Okay, Huntington looked like a team that might be really improving. This is the team that is going to pound it down. Norwell sort of at least try to. Norwell is one of the best run defenses in the area. But Huntington is a team that's going to run it on basically every single play. And then you get Columbia City, who is a much different offense and likes to throw it a lot. So yeah. Norwell's got a couple unique challenges coming up next week. We don't want to completely brush off the rest of this one, but the fact of the matter remains that the outcome is basically decided with a 35-point lead at halftime, or in this case 36. With a running clock, it's just almost impossible to get back there. One more score came in just recently, and it is South Adams up on Jay County 42-0 at the break. So, Bo, knowing that Norwell is likely to improve to 6-1 tonight, what are you trying to get out of this team in the second half of this game?
I'm looking for him to just pretty much finish out this game. You don't want him to really look ahead to next week, but at this point it's tough. It's tough to not look ahead. I mean, it's 36-0, running clock. I'd look for their starting offense to be out on maybe 2 drives, if that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 1 drive and they score, and then they're probably done for the night.
We're likely to see Leighton Bailey or Cade Shelton in the second half behind center.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm expecting Norwell to just finish out the game like they started and just keep the intensity up.
And one of those, like I said, was a special team score. But you think about the fact that they held Columbia City to just 13 points in the ball game, and that took overtime. It was 6-6 going to the extra period.
Yeah.
You know, what is it about this Norwell offense compared to a Columbia City offense that's apparently pretty dynamic? We haven't seen them yet this year, but we will in a couple weeks. You know, what is it that's different about this Norwell offense compared to some of these others that DeKalb has seen, notably Columbia City and Huntington North?
Well, I think the fact that Norwell's had so many big plays tonight is just a killer for the DeKalb defense. I don't think they really haven't given up any chunk yardage and run plays. They've held Ringer to very few yards. I mean, I'm sure under 50. So I don't think it's been the run that they've struggled to defend. It's been the pass, and that's that speaks strides to the way the Norwell offense has improved over the year. Because early on in the season, I feel like if their passing game was at this level it's at now, they would have competed a lot better with Leo on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, Leo's a really good team. They're undoubtedly the best team in the Northeast State. I mean, that was proven in Week 3, and I think Norwell is emerging as that second-best team.
Yep.
Especially if the result holds tonight and East Noble is able to hang on against Columbia City, which in my mind would be a pretty surprising win. We talked to East Noble's radio guys last week, and you know they thought that they thought East Noble was going to have a difficult time beating Norwell last week, and that's exactly what ended up happening. Now, obviously, they had that great start, got off the 17-0, or if Damian Williams, the corner, doesn't go out on that third-to-last drive for Norwell, where they ended up getting it in the end zone, what ended up being the game-winning touchdown for an Eli Riley sneak behind the line of scrimmage. So, again, you don't know what would have happened, and it's hard to speculate, but Norwell's gotten some fortunate breaks, and they've played a couple pretty bad teams in Belmont, Jay County, and Heritage. But they had a really good win over New Haven, who was a strong offensive team, and came in here and almost got shut out. Had one good drive to start the third quarter. Other than that, this Norwell team has been pretty dominant in most of its games this year.
They really have, and it's great to see. I mean, besides that Leo week, they've really been in control of games. Like I talked last week, as soon as they got to about 17-14 and they knew they got the ball to start the second half, they were essentially in control of that game. They had all the momentum. East Noble could never gain the momentum back, even though they were at home. And as we talk, I know as a former player that going up to East Noble is tough. It's hard. Really
they had not
tough.
won there in 15 years.
Yeah, and that statistics prove it's tough. So for Norwell to just really gain control and not look back just speaks volumes of this team, and the way they've improved throughout the whole season. They just continue to get better, and that's what makes a good team great, is you just continue to improve.
A couple more scoreboard updates. Leo is now leading Huntington 21-0. That game, I have to imagine, is actually pretty close to being over. Well, it's about halfway through the third quarter, and that's actually amazing to me because both of those teams run the ball on almost every play. I mean, those are the two most run-heavy offenses in the entire conference. Concordia, a little surprisingly, Concordia is a team Norwell needs to start paying attention to because that's likely the other best team in Sectional 27. They're struggling with Wayne tonight, a 13-8 lead in that third quarter. Concordia's defense is very good, similar to Norwell's, but maybe they don't have that offensive firepower quite like Norwell does.
Yeah, we saw last year, Concordia, I don't think it lost many, as Norwell didn't really lose a lot either last year. So going into this year, and we saw last year, Norwell competed with Concordia. I feel like they should have won the game, like you said, and I feel like this year, the games that Norwell, we kept saying Norwell should have won this, Norwell should have won that, they are winning those games this year.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
And DeKalb, you go up to DeKalb last year. We said we came out of that game, and me and you thought, hey, Norwell should have won that game. And
no doubt. And
this
Columbia
year,
City.
you see what they're doing to DeKalb. And, Columbia City, we'll see what they do then. But
yeah, and then, to be fair, this is a DeKalb team under very different circumstances.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a club that's faced COVID issues, and now this is only, this is a really small squad. They don't have a ton of numbers. You see, look over the sideline, and you're used to Norwell being a team that doesn't have very many numbers on the sideline, whether they're good or not. But no, this DeKalb team is down in numbers. It had COVID issues. It's a weird year for them. But Bluffton, also, we want to update you on the Bluffton score. A little bit surprising, leading Heritage 28-14 at the break. That Coach Kunkel defense has struggled at times this particular season. You can catch that also on WellsCountyVoice.com. On our partner, Scott Menser is broadcasting over at Bluffton tonight. So if you're interested in that, and you don't want to watch a running clock in the second half, then that would be your best shot at watching a competitive second half. As Norwell returns to the field, let's take a 2-minute timeout and return with the second half at WellsCountyVoice.com.
Kathy Peterson of the Steffen Group is part of a select group of real estate and auction professionals that are changing the game of how real estate and auction transactions are handled. With a strong background in customer service, Kathy believes helping people is the most precious gift she can give and is committed to being a partner with her clients through the entire transaction. Contact Kathy Peterson at the Steffen Group at 824-6353 or drop her a message at Kathy, Cathie.Peterson at SteffenGRP.com.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
American Mortgage Service Company, located at 1169 North Main Street in Bluffton. We specialize in helping individuals realize their dream of homeownership by providing a top-notch, best mortgage experience. We offer a wide variety of loan programs and the most current rates available. Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 260-353-3300 or apply online at bluffton.americanmortgage.com. That's 260-353-3300.
American Mortgage, Equal Housing Lender, Indiana State 11063, NMLS 8246.
Back to the courtyard as we are in Week 7 and Norwell on top of DeKalb, 36-0. We've been so blessed to be able to bring you Norwell football all season long here on Wells County Voice, and it matters less now because you're allowed to come to football games if you hadn't heard the news, as there are it was general admission tonight, so just like normal, I mean, the social distancing is still expected. You are expected to wear a mask while you're in here.
Every other row seating as well.
Right, exactly. And, Bo, you did not play through something like this where fans were limited. How is it that you think it affected players on the field? Now, granted, Norwell never played in a game where it didn't have any fans. It always had some.
Yeah, and that helps.
You know, how much does it make a difference now that you have an entire contingent behind you on a year where you've got a chance to make maybe the deepest postseason run in the last decade?
Tell you what, it was a great time to open up to not full capacity, but, you know, I mean, general admission on homecoming night. You're coming off a huge win up in Kendallville. You have all the momentum, all the confidence in the world, and you come out and you just put it to DeKalb in the first half, and it's huge. I couldn't imagine going through what like NFL or college is even going through with no fans. It's just, I couldn't imagine it. And it's just as weird as it's listening to the fake crowd noise on TV. It would be weird playing in the stadium. So having a crowd definitely makes a difference. They could pump you up. Big third down, you hear your crowd getting louder, it gives you more motivation to do your job on that play, and it's believe me, it makes a difference. Some players may say, oh, it really doesn't bother me, but in the back of your head you're thinking, man, it'd be nice to have somebody behind us cheering us on right now.
Another update from that all-important SAC game at halftime. Homestead ended the half with a missed field goal, so they lead 35-28 over Carroll in an absolute track meet.
Hammer the over.
No kidding. Maybe in the first half. Josh Scott kicks this one away. that clock's not going to stop again for a while. As it's picked up by Tanner Jack near the 15-yard line. He stumbles, had his foot planted in the ground, and then a huge tackle made by Austin Wagner, the 6'2 junior, who came off the edge and made a huge tackle, and a big special teams moment for Wagner on his first tackle of the season.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, kind of got a little benefit from Jack stumbling, but nevertheless took advantage of it, and that kind of speaks to what Norwell's done all night, taking advantage of the Dekalb mistakes.
Well, we thought this game had the potential to be better than it is right now. Quite frankly, I mean, that's putting it pretty bluntly, but that's the way it goes. Pass is caught, I think. Donnie Wiley said, well, he was actually bobbling the ball the entire catch. The side judge rules him down near the 24, so they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt there, and he picks up 6 on first down. But again, Norwell has been a team that's just, even through these second halves, where they've had a couple of them now this year, they just really haven't been able to succumb and give up that many points. You saw the only points that Norwell gave up in the first 2 games of the year was a defensive touchdown by Heritage scored in the fourth quarter in garbage time.
Yeah, it's just...
Well, that's a big run this time. Tanner Jack out near the 38.
Yeah, I tell you what, I remember Tanner Jack from last year as well. If he gets an open field, he's got sneaky wheels.
He does. Jack listed for Dekalb at 5'8", $145, and he's a senior, so he's not a real physically intimidating kid, but when he gets a couple steps into him, he can have a quick step and make a big impact and make a big play. He's set back there with Price here on first down. It is a keeper. It was a read, and Norwell had him. But Norwell had them both covered anyway.
Yeah.
As Blake Hafley gets in with Zach Christensen to stop Jack for a loss of a couple.
Yeah, this is just a great play. I mean, great play by Norwell's defense. Wouldn't expect anything less of them, as they've had a great night all night.
Right. Second and long behind the sticks for Dekalb. Jack. Good ball security as Norwell was ripping at it a couple times. We could see that pretty well up here. Third down and long.
Tackled by number 70, Zach Christensen.
I feel like Dekalb's put themselves, or ended up in this position a lot tonight. Been third and long quite often.
Yeah, we've noted that.
Team.
We really have.
Yeah.
They just have not been able to convert on any kind of third down. That was definitely a false start. Price outside the pocket, which doesn't exist in high school. Good defense as Donnie Wiley was defended well by John Colbert at midfield. Dekalb will have to punt here.
Well, missed the false start. Really doesn't matter.
Doesn't stop the clock anyway.
Nope. Good job for the Norwell defense again. Like I said, I only expect maybe in this Norwell offense to see their starting varsity offense maybe once or twice. They score here on the first drive. I'm going to say that'll probably be it. Job well done.
Okay, so Isaiah Braggy and Aiden Kuntz are still back for Norwell. Wow, that is a heck of a floating snap, and then a wobbling kick. Isaiah Bragy's going to try to make a play on it, though, and does. Gets to midfield, escapes a tackle, meets a tackler across midfield, and Braggy initiating contact, gets all the way down to the 47-yard line, which is where the original first down marker was for Dekalb, so they're not able to flip the field at all, and the Knights start the third quarter with great field position.
Pretty easy for the chain gang there. Didn't have to move one bit.
Yeah, that's great. For those
literally
those well-paid members of the Norwell athletic crew.
47.
Expect Norwell to come out running the ball here. I mean, either way, it really doesn't matter. The clock's going to run. So.
No. Max Ringer is back there, and we expect a heavy dose of him, at least in this third quarter, and expect maybe John Colbert or Drew Ringer to get some carries as we move on, perhaps even Aiden Kuntz. A pitch this time to Ringer. And Ringer's cut down for a loss of a yard. Good play out wide by Nate Williams, the safety. Williams actually has 22 tackles on the season. That's good for second best on DeKalb squad.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Pretty generous spot to get him back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah. It really was. I thought he was maybe 1 or 2 behind. But
I certainly want to thank our sponsors and Ossian State Bank, who sponsored the halftime show tonight. They are and have been your bank for over a century. They have 2 locations, one in downtown Ossian and one on the north side of Bluffton. Riley back to pass, throws a deep ball down the sideline for Graff, makes a fingertip grab, pushed into the end zone. 47-yard strike to Luke Graff, his 3rd touchdown catch of the night, and the Knights are pouring it on.
Yeah, they just cannot defend Luke Graff. They really can't. Can't find a dose for him. They just, great job. Great ball by Eli Riley. I mean, it's either the receiver that gets it or nobody gets it. And
boy, Graff has some speed.
He's got speed and he's got hands. That's a great catch. That's a tough catch.
Well, Graff now goes over 400 receiving yards for the season. Now has 7 touchdown catches. And DeLeon is back on to try the PAT. Never got to get a kickoff the last time as the snap was fumbled a little bit. This one's plenty good.
Point after by DeLeon is good.
So it's 43-0 as the Knights made it look easy. The clock does stop momentarily for that score.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Stops for the score. Well, 2 plays. Maybe the last 2 plays we see the varsity starters out for Norwell.
Yeah, I can't imagine Coach Gerber's going to utilize them much more here in this this 3rd quarter.
No.
Or in the second half, frankly.
Yeah.
A lot of work for Josh Scott tonight. 43-0 Norwell.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. A lot of kickoffs. That's what
that means you're probably ahead. Although they've had plenty of kickoffs in that Homestead game.
I was going to say, unless you're like Homestead and Carroll, then you're in a shootout.
Well, this is not a shootout. It's one-sided. Norwell, I can't imagine, would be involved in any game like that at any point this season. I just can't imagine an offense that's good enough to completely destroy this Norwell defense.
No.
And there's no doubt that they could get beat down and worn down like they did against Leo, simply because the defense was on the field basically the entire game.
But even then, they gave up 10 points to the Leo offense.
That's right.
So,
kind of a dead duck kind of a kick. And it's returned by Nate Williams out to the 36-yard line.
Williams on the return.
Decent return of about 15 yards.
Tackled by number 10, Jace Cheney.
Still looks like most of the varsity defense out in the field.
Surprised me a little bit, but you do want to try to keep your guys fresh.
Yeah.
Going into next week. Of course, Norwell, an important game in Huntington. They're all important now, and Norwell hasn't played in a lot of meaningful games down the stretch of any regular season in the last 10 years. So this is quite important for a program that's trying to build some momentum. Low snap. Jack gets the call on first down, and somehow still on his feet. Got forward progress out to the 40. That's a tremendous 3-yard run. He was met with contact by about 5 or 6 Knights before being brought down.
That was a good job by Jack as we praise him a little bit on their last drive. But there we see him in
2nd and 7 on the 40.
Some congested areas and still succeeding.
2nd and 7. Knights appear to be showing pressure here. Ringer and Rinkenberger. One rushes, the other doesn't. It's a dump-off pass to Jack, who is blown up at 42 after a gain of a couple. It wasn't worth the 2 yards.
No.
Jack took the hit, and it's 3rd down and long.
Might have been Riley that hit him. I'm not sure, but I know. Go ahead.
3rd and 5 with about 4 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. Running clock in effect, 43-0 Norwell in a game that has had blowout written all over it for the first couple minutes. Jack from the gun with an empty backfield. Escapes pressure, stays on his feet, floats it to the sideline for Jack, incomplete. And it's 4th down. And we'll see if Dekalb decides to go for it. You don't really lose a lot by not going for it. And they're going to bring on the punt team.
Yep.
Maybe search for a fake.
Yeah, that's what I would look for. I mean, well, the most recent long snap, the most previous long snap they had was a floater that
Yeah,
almost went over the punter's
Well,
head.
they've had issues with that with Blake Luty all night.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect Norwell to bring any pressure up. It's 43-0, but
right. Well,
bad snap, you got to be there.
Well, that, and you don't really have to bring tremendous pressure.
That'd be a fun thing to do.
Well, you could be. IHSA needs officials.
Yeah. Maybe next year.
Well, if I wasn't doing this, I probably would be doing that. Max Ringer is still out there with Eli Riley and the rest of the starting offense. Morgan on a sweep. Oh, boy. He is driven back. The linebacker, Carter Miller, making some noise and dropping Morgan for a loss.
Number 8, Carter Miller.
Well, they lost it, too. I mean, that's not the worst loss, but, yeah, definitely a loss. And nice tackle there by Miller. But
Bo, how about this interesting tidbit from that Norwell offense? A touchdown would likely break the 50-point mark for the Norwell offense. The last time they did that, in fact, was against Dekalb in 2009. Wow. So they haven't hit 50 points in 11 years, and that was in Waterloo. Dump pass, that has not worked tonight. They tried it with Braggy once, and it didn't work. It was almost picked. That one was almost picked. Max Ringer, the intended receiver, and Memo Camarena in there close to the stop. 3rd down and 12.
DeKalb had a spy on Ringer there right behind him. Even if Ringer caught that, he was going to get tackled right away. So Norwell must have saw something they thought they had and didn't end up getting it. Bring up a long 3rd down.
Third quarter, end of the third quarter, East Noble still leading Columbia City 13-10, and East Noble's knocking on the door of another touchdown. So interesting score coming out of Kendallville there. Riley back. Riley on the move, almost blocked.
I think it might have got tipped.
It might have. It did get tipped. So it ends up coming to rest about the 37-yard line. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter due to our running clock. With that, we'll take a quick break and return with the final quarter of action. Knights up big on WellsCountyBoys.com.
Nick Huffman, a Bluffton High School graduate, is ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. If you're ready to start a new chapter in your life, now's the time. With historic low interest rates, houses are moving at lightning speed. Whether you need single-family, multifamily, agricultural, commercial, property management, mixed use, or land development, give Nick a call or text at 827-8255 or send him a message on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick is located at the Steffen Group at 107 West Market Street in Bluffton. His number again is 827-8255.
Back at the courtyard, Norwell on top of DeKalb, 43-0 as we start this fourth quarter. There's not a lot to talk about in this second half. It's just been, again, it was domination from moment one in this ball game. If you weren't with us, Isaiah Breggy ran back the opening kickoff 80 yards. And then Norwell proceeded to score on its first offensive play as they threw it back. Involved 2 passes on that play. Breggy threw it back to Eli Riley, who streaked down and was able to get into the end zone for a big play. Price on the run here on 1st and 10. It's completed to Evan Snyder. He's knocked out of bounds. Penalty marker down in the backfield.
It's going to be a hold.
Penalty on the Barons for holding.
So, first and a mile is what it'll be here for DeKalb. This feels like it's been Norwell's biggest blowout win of the season. You look back to the Jay County and the Heritage wins and stuff, but those were non-conference, even Belmont.
Yeah.
But this is a team that you expected to put up more of a fight than they have tonight. Norwell's just had no problems ever.
No, they definitely got DeKalb's number tonight, for sure.
Price facing the blitz, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Donnie Wiley.
Intended for 32, Donnie Wiley.
And so it's 2nd and 83, back on the 20-yard line.
I don't think quite that far, but that's close.
Almost.
About halfway there.
Well, the way DeKalb's moved the ball, it feels like 83.
Yeah, I'm sure it does to them for sure.
Coach Seth Wilcox still searching for that first victory. Price runs out of room. It was incomplete.
It almost could have been offensive pass interference.
Yeah, Blake Looney just kind of gave him a shove
he
to the sideline. He wasn't even looking for the ball.
No, I think maybe he thought his quarterback was going to turn around and start scrambling.
Well, that's what I figured too, but instead tried to stretch out that play and get it to Looney. 10 minutes to go, and it's 3rd down and 26 as a penalty marker comes in, and it's unsportsmanlike conduct on Norwell, another great penalty in the 4th quarter. That's been a classic recurrence throughout this season as Brody Bolin exits. He's the guilty party. It's the second one of those this year. That's a good penalty to get when you're up 43-0. So it was unsportsmanlike conduct. It was obviously verbal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, he was nowhere near anybody, and the white hat Max Guile.
And that's just I don't really care what DeKalb is saying to you.
Josh Gerber calls a timeout. I think he's asking for an explanation. But I don't know if he actually – no, he did call a timeout. Well, not that really matters, but he's talking to the white hat, Mr. Guile. And we'll keep it here as Coach Gerber gets the explanation.
It's not needed. And you can give all the explanations you want, but –
it is unfathomable to me that these penalties keep happening. I mean, when you looked at it in the Leo game, you probably could have said, okay, you can blame it on the crew. Or you can say, hey, this is a frustrating game. They're down 17-0 the entire game. But the same thing's been happening. We saw it happen with Zach Christensen a couple of games ago in a home game. I think that was in the New Haven game late. They've had this same issue over and over again. Bolin had an unsportsmanlike against Belmont on the road. And so we obviously don't know what he said or whatever happened up here from this far away. But it is completely unnecessary. And to me, that stuff just can't fly because it's happening every week.
Well, it shouldn't. It doesn't matter really what a DeKalb player is saying to you. It should go in one ear and out the other. And that should be that.
Well, if you, seriously, if you're up 43-0, I'm pretty sure the play backs it up. So, whatever. It is what it is. Quinn Dryban replaces him down there.
3rd and 11 on the 35.
And Cole Patrick's into the game as well. 3rd down and manageable now for DeKalb. Price escapes Christensen's grasp, and now Dryban's chasing him. And is it a pick? It is a pick.
Yep.
Isaiah Brady. Brady has picked off his 3rd pass of the season, and the turnover margin continues to grow for Norwell with a garbage time pick.
Yeah, had the stats a little bit.
Yep. Brady does have a defensive touchdown. He took one back to the house.
You see Bolin come back on the field, so.
Yeah, mostly this is almost completely JV at this point.
And King is way. There he goes.
Couple of yards, Yancey. Leighton Bailey is the quarterback as Aiden Kuntz gets the first down carry.
Aiden Kuntz, the ball carrier.
And now,
tackled by Carter Miller.
Coming into the game for Norwell as they're utilizing a lot of different guys, obviously. Kyle Zettis checks in for the first time now. Bolin now exits the game. We were just talking about that. I'm sure he's probably seen his last action now.
Yeah.
And to me, that says that whatever he said must not have been much.
No, because if it was bad enough, he would have been.
Why
sitting.
get a play?
Yeah.
Right. Knights are into DeKalb territory to 48, looking to add on to that 43-point lead, but the JV is in. Kuntz, a couple more out of the 47.
Kuntz on the carry. Stop by number 6.
Well, it's time to see what the Norwell JV offense can do against a varsity defense.
Well, the JV team is almost unbeaten, has a 5-1 record as well. Their only loss coming to Leo in 6-0 fashion. So
3rd and 5 on the 47.
Norwell, of course, does not fielding a freshman team this year. 3rd down and 5. has a chance to be Norwell's last drive with the running clock. Bailey's going to come out of the gun here. Knights are in the pistol. Bailey.
Let the delay of game go.
Pass to, pass to King. Keyshawn King makes his first grab of the year. Ended up losing a yard there, and Norwell's going to have
for loss by number 8, Carter Miller.
Not the worst thing, up 43-0. You're not really pressing to get a whole lot.
No. So, this has the feel of an 11-0 baseball game, except there's a running clock, and it will end. And we're almost, amazingly, going to make it under 2 hours tonight. That's a bobbled punt. Riley had trouble with the snap. Oh, why did Dekalb try to get on that?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what was going on through the mind of Logan Montoya, but
that could have turned out bad.
Yep.
Logan Schultz Montoya on the return.
I think it kind of just bounced up.
It's kind of dropped in his basket.
Not sure where. I don't think he knew where the ball was at. He landed in front of him, and it was just in his hands. Not sure he had a choice.
Okay, so inside of 6 minutes left. Clock is running, as it has been this entire second half. Norwell is leading Dekalb 43-0. They led 36-0 at the break. This game has never been close. It's never been competitive.
And it looks like Dekalb's going to bring their JV in as well.
Yeah. Although it is still Corey Price at quarterback. Donnie Wiley is now the running back.
New
oh, no, I take that back. That's actually Braden Shakow.
He fumbles
and he fumbles it. The ball's on the ground. Is it picked up by Norwell? And it is.
Ball recovered by the Knights.
So a little JV turnover.
Another turnover margin.
Yeah, just, again, padding the stats.
Fumble recovered by number 13, Bo Morgan.
So they give officially the fumble recovery to Bo Morgan. Norwell takes over on the 17. Hey, that 50-point threshold is in play again.
For the Knights on the 17.
Yeah, again, they haven't done that in 11 years. It's hard to believe, but based on Norwell's struggles, they've actually been very close. They've had 49 a number of times in the last 11 years, but they haven't gotten to 50. Last time was at Dekalb in Week 7 of that 2009 season, which, of course, Norwell ended that year as Aiden Kuntz gets down to the... Oh, he gives him a touchdown. How about that? Big benefit of the doubt again as Aiden Kuntz goes 17 yards for a touchdown.
Nice job by Aiden. He got to boost his speed as soon as he got around the edge. I've liked Aiden's gameplay this season, and good job there.
Yeah, it's good to see from Mr. Kuntz, as we've talked about maybe utilizing him more on the offense. They've been in and out of that.
Here's that big extra point for the 50-point mark.
Yeah.
As you talked about.
Doesn't mean anything to anybody else. But it's the moments we live for. So, Norwell actually has gotten, hey, it wouldn't have happened without a bobbled snap as Riley ran in for a 2-point conversion. And there it is. De Leon is good. 50-0.
First time since, what'd you say, 2009?
2009. That game they won, they put up 54 in that game against Dekalb. So a record-setting offensive night, at least. In fact, that's the. So actually, Norwell in a decade, they went a decade without scoring 50 points in a game.
Wow. Well, done a lot of things this season that they haven't done in past seasons.
That's true. That's definitely true. They've done lots of things. In fact, the time before that where they got to 50 was in a sectional game in 2007 where they dropped 67 on West Noble. And, of course, they got to that 50-point mark many times in the 2006 state finals season. Of course, runner-up to Chittard in that game, 7-0 at the RCA Dome. It was a tremendous football game. All the pundits were projecting a big shootout, and it ended up 7-0. Because that happens sometimes when you get the two best teams in the state together, and those two were definitely the best that year, led by a Chandler Harnish Norwell offense. Norwell had all the pieces to be a state championship team. Of course, also was runner-up in 1999 where they lost to Ron Colley 24-14. Right foot of Josh Scott is into that kick as it goes down to the 15, having all kinds of trouble with it's Donnie Wiley, and he is met at the 15. No return yardage on that kickoff.
And so that's a perfectly placed kick. I mean, right in the diamond.
End over end, too.
Right in the diamond of the DeKalb return team. And they're all looking at each other like, right. You're going to get it, you're going to get it.
So New Haven has finished off Belmont 43-6. Similar blowout there.
What about that Columbia City East Noble game, Derek?
Yeah, we're trying to get a score on that. Homestead is now up 42-28. They have just started the second half. So how about that? Plenty of time left to go in that one. As apparently East Noble has taken a 21-10 lead in the fourth quarter. So there you go. Columbia City is quite possibly staring down the barrel at their first loss of the season. That was Shackcow again, who took another lick near the line of scrimmage.
Number 92, Brayton Shackcow, the ball carrier.
Under 2 minutes to go here in game number 7 for Norwell, where they will improve to 6-1 and 4-1 in the Northeast State. Norwell right in the thick of things, needs a loss from Leo to clinch his share, and of course Norwell has to take care of business against Huntington North and Columbia City. And that's certainly no easy task, especially going to Huntington and playing on grass next week. But Norwell has a strong running game. It really hasn't featured it all that much in the last couple of weeks. So we'll see how it gets tested. Another run for a loss of a couple yards as we're inside of 90 seconds.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the first 3 or 4, the first 4 games they were tested by run-heavy offenses, and they withstood the test 3 of those 4 weeks. And then the last 2 weeks have been pass-heavy, or more of a spread offenses. Actually, last 3, sorry. New Haven and then East Noble and DeKalb here tonight. So
yeah, East Noble runs a collegiate-style offense. Of course, a lot of ties to St. Francis up there with Coach Luke Amstutz, who was actually, if Amstutz is able to win that game tonight, if East Noble is able to hang on, Amstutz will get his 100th win as a high school head coach.
Check out the ball carrier.
So Columbia City, or pardon me, DeKalb has to run one more. Actually, that's great play clock work there. DeKalb really doesn't have to run another play here. Obviously, they could take the delay game, just end the game. I can't imagine they're going to want to punt the way the punting unit has performed tonight.
It's just going to be it.
So they do line up for one more play. They take the snap, they hand it off, and they get a couple. And that will bring us to a conclusion. Norwell wins 50-0 as they have no trouble with DeKalb tonight. We thought they might be tested, but they're not. They were good from the outset, and Boa dominating 50-point victory.
Yeah, they really just, from the jump, I mean, you had the kickoff return for a touchdown, and from there they didn't look back. Defense performed like I had expected them to perform each week, and offense just kept their momentum rolling from last week. Big plays. Luke Graft really impressed tonight. Eli Riley had a lot of perfectly placed balls, and it was just great win by Norwell tonight.
So Norwell moves to 6-1 on the season, 4-1 in the Northeast State. DeKalb falls to 0-4 and 0-3, respectively. They take on Belmont at home next week, so a good chance for a victory. And Seth Wilcox should get a win under his belt.
Of our sponsors, please take time to tell them thank you and use their services whenever possible. Join us again next time on WellsCountyVoice.com.